And welcome to another Let's Have a Conversation on the Average Black Man Show. Shout out to Paradigm Shift for the dual stream. Today we are talking about loneliness. Lonely. I'm so lonely. I need somebody
Hey,
to
leave the
call
Cavassier
my
alone,
own.
brother. Leave the Cavassier alone. Hi,
I
Sin.
want you. Hey, shout out to Sin in the comments. Oh,
She need to bring her behind up here.
yeah, come up on the stage and talk about the talking bouts. Talk about what you're talking about when you're talking about what you're talking about. What's going on with my screen share? Screen share
Look,
window.
she
There
gonna
we go.
ignore us. So much shout out to Timmy.
There we go. So the talk about this loneliness paradox. The equal loneliness, unequal experiences. Everybody excuse me, I'm not sniffling, I'm under the weather. How gender, success, and societal change shape companionship. Men and women are equally lonely, even though it gets presented that there's a male loneliness epidemic. But the stats and the science all say that men and women experience loneliness at relatively the same rate. It's just in how we deal with the loneliness that's different. We have different support systems, the equal different experiences, success and social statation does not change who we choose. Chosen solitude versus unwanted isolation. What's the difference? Societal changes impacting dating, marriage, and companionship. What y'all think about that before we go into these clips? I'm gonna play these clips at random because I forgot to name them and number them. So they just send my computer as download 1 2 3 4 5. Y'all come off mute if you're talking.
I think we got some interesting talking points.
I was trying to fix my headphones. It was keep falling out of my ear. That's what I was doing.
I'm interested in hearing about the different experiences or takes on that.
I think women create community more
Yeah,
than men.
I
I
agree.
think that.
Yeah. I was trying to get this clip that Meech had sent a few days ago, but when I click on it in the text message, it goes to some a different video every single time. So that suggests that the lady that posted it took it down.
Is it on TikTok or Facebook?
Instagram.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, women do a better job at creating communities. Uh, but y'all do that from the get go, don't you? Have you done that since you were little? Light?
Yeah, I mean, especially if you have like a big family, or you have your mother or your aunts, or your aunt is like your second mother. So, um, sisters, brothers, cousins, just peers. Yeah, we create community from young. I mean, men do it too, but I don't know
We
how
do. We
how
do.
good you guys are with keeping up with it.
You know, we definitely ain't gonna be as good as y'all as keeping up with it. But I think I don't know, maybe we used to being alone more, so we deal with it.
I think maybe careers also. You know what I mean? For decades, men has been typically the more career driven and career oriented. So I think a lot of men choose, their career and probably, their work peers, and then they only have it at work, and then when they go home, they do their own thing when they go home.
Yeah, and I think we all do. I mean, I think
That translates different though, cause like y'all know that I'm in the games. So when I worked at the Ross distribution, I had a lot of coworkers that were younger than me, and we would run Call of Duty and Overwatch and a other couple of other games like that. So I don't think necessary. I think it's circumstantial that you got your work homie, then you come home and it's nothing. It's just opportunities have to create themselves.
yeah, no, I think we all do a job, a decent job of filling in the blanks. Like you said, you play games. Somebody might watch sports or go out to a happy
Right.
hour and watch sports. But women have their communities. Knitting and shit, book clubs.
Yeah, we are not that generation.
No, but like people work out a lot after work, so we all do a good job. I think of that.
He said knitting was crazy.
That was
I do.
wild.
I don't know what y'all do.
At least you
So
could have said crochet, maybe.
I'll just fuck her.
You just said knitting is wild, crazy.
Like for me, I think that women they have more of that type of support groups within themselves than than what men do.
Absolutely. Yeah, they definitely have more support. I don't think none of us debate that.
Yeah, because we like I don't know what it is about women that we just tend to congregate more so than men. I don't know. I don't know. But I would like growing up. I would like the guys would always be together, hanging out. So what happens when you guys tend to get older? Like you guys are unique, right? I wouldn't say unique, but you guys have had this friendship for how many years? 30 years. Why is it that some men can't hold on to relationships that long? Or some people in general, because I can't even say men.
well, the thing about that is because we talked about this kind of. I don't know if it was on the show or if it was something else, but like me and Meech been friends for well over 30 years, and my wife and I been married for 17 years. And when he would read her comments in the in the comment, he would say Josie, and that's when it hit me like he don't know how to say her name. Like did he? He ain't. I don't think he ever met her. so
That's
so me and
crazy.
him been friends for 30 years. He's my brother, family, and he thinks of me like family. He ain't never met my wife.
That's crazy.
That is
Me and her,
crazy.
right? Me and her been together over 20 years and been married 17 out of that.
You
He
should
ain't
be
never met
ashamed
her.
of yourself.
I guess we can compartmentalize. I mean, what I mean? It obviously wasn't that big of a deal to neither of y'all because it ain't came up in
Yeah, cause
17 years.
right because I met his first wife, and then the last lady he was dating. I don't think like Shell would come on here. That's my first time ever seeing her ever. And when we went to Top Golf, that was my first time seeing her ever. I didn't even know that son existed. And he like 14, 15.
That's crazy.
And he
Wait, which
like
son?
14,
No,
15.
no, no, no. We
Terrell?
talking about
Terrell?
Terrell 18.
Oh, eight. That's what I'm saying. I didn't even know he existed.
Nah. What kind of community are y'all building?
This is
But
how
you know
men
what? We,
move.
we we can still be friends. We just we don't see each other like that. It's still a
Right.
community,
But
but we
no,
get
so with women community, our children grow up together. Our
yeah,
children know each other.
yeah. Y'all
You
do
Like
know,
we was
y'all
we
talking
do
call
better.
right.
it, our
We was
kids
talking about
call us
that too.
auntie, like our kids call us like auntie and
Right.
uncle. Like,
We
what are
were
y'all
talking about
doing?
that too because Jonelle's son is 6 months almost to the date older than my son. And it's a picture of them I got somewhere where they playing together one time and they ain't never seen each other since then.
They never even
They-
seen each other since then.
no,
they,
since then.
they
They playing together. They both got on diapers, like gotta be like 1, 2 years old.
they might
And
have
they
seen each other. I don't know.
and
They
I don't think
probably
they've
haven't.
ever seen each other since then. I don't think
That
the kids ever
that
seen each other
that's
since then.
that's wow crazy, y'all. Come on.
We get
But,
caught up
but my
in we.
question is that I mean, to go into the topic of the show, is that normal? Is that
I
normal for
think
present day? I know when we were younger, it wasn't normal. You know what I mean? As far as like, I remember growing up with all of my cousins, us hanging and stuff like that, kind of like what Light said, my aunts and uncle around, stuff like
Right.
that. So I remember that back then. And we had a great time. We had fun. And you know what's crazy? But I will say that these probably lent to it too. Because I was at the taco shop yesterday ordering some tacos, right? So I went and sat down and I'm sitting there waiting. There was a table of three people that was all sitting together. Not one of them was communicating with each other. They was all on their phone. And I sat there and I just looked at them and I wanted the time to see how long it was before they engaged. I sat there and waited for my food for about 12 minutes before my food was ready. They never spoke to each other not one time the whole time I was sitting there.
Well, we make a habit of when we get together, if like say we at dinner or something, we make a habit of your phone goes in the basket.
My ex used to do that, which initially it was annoying, but then I understood, what I mean, why. Um, I definitely think that something like that definitely needs to happen more often in certain cases. But I'm wondering if that's part of the reason why. Like if people have inadvertently become more comfortable with their own company because they got one of these. Like
Yeah.
this takes up so much of their time. They could be social with people via this through Facebook, Instagram, texting.
I think that
And
plays
what's
a part.
crazy about it is that the psychology of us all being Gen X, we grew up learning to be okay being alone because we were latchkey kids, come home and be by ourselves for hours and hours until moms or parents got in. So we are a generation that were comfortable being alone. So I think that's as adults, that's why it just translates that way. And then like what Meat said, with these devices, I think for the generations now because y'all know I drive a lot for work too, and I be on the freeway and drive past cars, and the only person that don't got a phone is the driver. Everybody else in the car like this, a whole family, and the driver is the only one that like, damn, I wish I could have my phone. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what's crazy is crazy that the driver is thinking, I wish I could have my phone too, instead of like, hey, you know what, let's have a sing along, or let's
Right,
play, what I'm saying, the alphabet game or something like that, the way families used to do when you didn't have
man.
no content to absorb.
Let's let's see if this is as universal of an old school game in the car as it was. I think it was. You be in the car and you see a dope car drive by, that's mine.
That's my car.
That's mine.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what's
No,
interesting,
no,
Tim?
no. I called it first.
I never really thought about what you just said until just now. It's really strange. We're the generation that got used to being alone, right? I never really thought about that. I just always thought like because I was the only child, like you know what I mean. I never really thought about when my peers go home, but maybe because they had siblings and stuff like that, my friends. So I guess I never they weren't alone.
Well,
That's why I
as a
wondered.
as the youngest of three, and I got two older sisters. So once I got to an old enough age to where my sisters wasn't going for my parents saying take your little brother outside with you, I learned to be alone. I learned to play with my little games and toys by myself, video games by myself, color. I taught myself to play piano. That's how comfortable being alone I was as a small child, like 7 or 8. Is when I got my first little Casio piano, and that's the beginning of me teaching myself to play the piano. But I
So
want
do
to
you?
get into some of these clips too. Go ahead.
No, no, we go ahead and get into the clips.
Share screen. I'm playing them at random.
If the husband dies, the wife is going to be fine.
Really?
Yeah. Widows are way happier than widowers. I told that to my wife, and she's like, huh. Widowers do really poorly, generally. Men do very poorly. And part of the reason is because these data are disputed, but more or less they're directionally correct. 60% of 60-year-old men say their best friend is their wife. 30% of their wives say their best friend is their husband. Women have more relationships. They have closer, deeper love relationships with non-related kin and with the adult children typically than the husband does. The husband's most intense companionate relationship typically is with the wife. And that's why that's an asymmetric stat.
I say that all the time.
I can see
That
that.
be the that be the whole reason I always say we need to all chill, because this is the type of stuff I'll be looking into when it comes to stress and longevity and why women outlive men and all of that. And most, the common cliche is like, well, men just work harder. Men work themselves to death to take care of the woman, but a lot of it is psychological. And the stats show exactly that men tend to cut off a lot of their social network and put all of that into their wives, which is every single psychology uh article and all of that all say that's unhealthy as hell. It is unhealthy for you to put everything you need in one person,
I don't think
because when that
anybody
person
agree.
I
die,
mean, I think
because when that person leaves, then what? It don't even have to be like a marriage and someone pass away. It could just be you get divorced. Now you got to figure out, who am I outside of this person?
And I don't think we put everything in one person. We just may put a lot. That's two different things. And you're gonna die eventually anyway. So if your wife died when you're 75, what's my quality of life from 75 to 85? You know what I mean? It's not a longevity contest for me.
See,
I'm
but I mean, but
probably
Tim did touch on like divorce too. So there's that aspect of it to where you could be losing your love, you could be losing your spouse at a young age. And
yeah.
then, that could be devastating to where, as a man, if that person was like your life, like your center, that could be devastating also.
It will be. It will be. And we're not gonna do probably as good of a job as women of building that community.
Mm-hmm.
But you still gonna do something. You know what I mean? You gonna go to work if you still gotta work if you that young. That may be your community there.
But that's
Mm-hmm.
but that's more of coping though, because like you guys were saying earlier, when you go home, if your work homies is just work homies, and when you go home, that's
Yeah.
why I wish I could have that video like that me sent about the lady, because you go home and you got all of this success, you got your night, and then you just in a big empty house all by yourself.
Yeah, you don't want that. But I think nowadays it's the most 40 and 50 singles in history of the world. So we all in the position, all of us on here except for you, or is going home to somebody. I mean, you the only one going home to somebody, so we all in a position to figure it out. And I think
Mm-hmm.
we all lonely, but we all gonna cope and figure it out.
See, that's where you wrong at, because I've been used to being alone since I was a child, so I'm not lonely when I'm alone. In fact, I am the happiest when I'm alone. I kind of just want people to get away from me.
That sounds like a lonely person to me.
That don't. How does that sound lonely? Because lonely
I'm
brings about
happy.
sadness and depression and stuff like that when you're in the state of loneliness. I am the most happiness of the most happiest when I am alone. I can always be around a group of people if I want to, but I just like to be alone. And I don't feel any way about being alone. I'd never sit back and be like, I'm so lonely. I'm alone.
You know what?
And I don't
I
think most
wonder if
of us do.
demographic plays a part in that. I wonder if
I don't
demographic
know.
plays a part in that.
I feel the
Go
same
ahead,
way.
Nate.
No,
That way.
I feel the same way as her because like with me and my siblings, we have such a gap in between. I was the only one in the house, so
Mm.
me being by myself doesn't affect me at all because I was that way from a child. So I totally agree. Like if you
But
grew up that way, if you grew up by yourself, a lot of times like you don't really need people around you. It's just something that you're used to.
my question is it moments? Because I have plenty of moments where I'm just like, man, I'm happy. I'm by myself. I'm
Yeah.
chilling. I'm entertaining my own self. Right. I'm just trying to figure out if y'all talking about that y'all happy is like y'all can live the rest of your days without having any type of social, like real social life, and you're saying that you will still be happy. And when I say any type of social life, I'm talking about not hanging with friends, not hanging with, you know,
Like a deserted island, basically.
romantic
But I'll
person.
break it into just romantic. If it's just romantic, could you live the rest of your life without that?
I
Just
could, because at this
I don't
point, I
know.
don't even know if I want to deal with anybody else's personality.
I kind of agree with. I see where you're coming from with that. You know what I mean? But it's like I'm not trying to get your personality. I'm trying to get your draws. And you can
And
get on that.
I
Now
and
you
see
see.
what he just said.
I didn't hear what
No,
you said. I didn't hear what you said, person.
he
No,
said
what I, but
because you breaking up, you kind of breaking up. But he
okay, I
said
thought
that
so.
it's not about necessarily not having a personality around because he with her on that part, but he still wants to have somebody around because he wants to get your draws. I don't care about your personality, I just want your draws. And those two statements by both a man and a woman are exactly the product of last week's show, is that how men and women have a different relationship with sex. Because
When I said I don't want to necessarily deal with somebody else's personality. So in order for you to even have sex with me, I have to deal with your personality. And I
right.
don't think at this point I don't feel
But
like
I
that's
I
what
get
but that's
that.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Us as men, the relationship we have with sex, there's no part of us that'll be like, you know what, I'm cool never having sex again. Like that's that's the craziest
I'm
thing
not
ever.
really cool with neither. I'm not cool with not having sex, but I'm not. It's gonna be hard. I agree with Light when you. I don't agree with you when you say you don't want to deal with no one's personality. I agree with that a little bit, but I know I have to deal with someone's personality
why.
because I don't want to be alone. I think life is more about. I mean, I can have these type of relationships. You know, y'all are a relationship. This is something I do. This is something that we doing to cope with being lonely. But this is it's still I ain't going as deep as I would if I have my wife or my romantic partner living with me 24/7 and building a relationship like that. So I don't want to be. I don't. Huh?
I mean, I understand. I get what you're saying. But I also am a person who feels like marriages should be renewed every 5 years. Your license should be renewed every 5 years. Because I honestly believe life goes in 5 year increments, right? Every 5 years something about you is going to change. And you may not want to be with that person in 5 years. If you do, you renew your marriage license. If you don't, you let it expire and that's that. Right?
Or you get a divorce, same thing. But I mean, ideally, like if I'm alone forever, then I'm alone forever. You know what I mean? But would I prefer that? Hell nah. I think the only reason we here is to have relationships.
And that's why I included all kinds, right?
Do you think
Not
there's
not just
like a
romantic.
male loneliness epidemic
Um,
going on? I think
Wait a
so
minute.
because we don't know how to
Kinda-
connect.
yeah,
We don't know
Tim,
how to.
you start playing something. So the
I thought
reason
I
why
went
I
on
say that
mute.
I think that there's a difference is because, like, I actually saw. So, like, my late ex mother in law, I actually saw in real time her experience, kind of like what Light said, that she was kind of cool. She
Yeah.
wasn't a bad looking woman at all. She was single from a very young age. Like, I think her and my ex's dad split when they was probably like in their late 30s or something like that. She never had a relationship after that to the day she died. And I even asked her, probably this is probably like 2013 or something like that. I asked her, I was like, man, do people try to holler at you? She was like, yeah. I said, you not interested at all? She was like, no.
Yeah.
And
I
I 1,000% believed her because she used to live with us. So I saw how she moved. She had no interest. Her life, and I think her joy was just being with being able to be around her kids and grandkids and all that. And even before then, now that I think about it, when she lived in North Carolina, she lived by herself and was cool. She was a librarian. She worked in the library.
you know what,
Like,
I
she
do
was
see that a
cool.
lot. I see that a lot with women, that they can be alone, they will build that community, and maybe they don't, and they do say it all the time. They tell us,
How
I
how
don't need no
much of
man.
that though? How much of that do y'all think is just really that they've been alone for so long that they just convinced themselves that they're okay with it?
But see, that's a problem, Tim, that
Can
I
you
have.
convince yourself or not?
There's a problem that I have with a lot of men because women tell you I am fine. Not that I convince myself. I'm not a bad looking woman. I go outside. Men try to talk to me all the time. It's not hard, right? It's not hard. It's never been hard for me. But at this, I don't know if I want to deal with that. Like I've dealt with personalities my whole life, and I don't want to. I don't know if I want to. It's to the point where if I if you leave your socks in the bathroom, I'm gonna have a. I was like, get your shit
Well,
out. That's it.
maybe that's what it is then. Maybe it's for when the women that get to the point to where those interactions stop. When they
No,
go outside and men not trying to talk to them no more. When
no,
they feel
because
invisible.
because Meech just said he asked his mother-in-law, and she said, "Yes, men try to talk to me. I'm just good."
Right. But that's what I'm saying.
But
I'm saying
I think a
for
lot
the
of it has to
women
do with
that
her
don't
experience.
I'm, right, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying could it be that the women that are making these claims of from this position I'm saying are because there are women that be like, why don't men approach no more? So those, you see what I'm saying? So
I
those are
don't think
women
that's
that
what it is. I think if you listen to what Light is saying, and correct me if I'm wrong. So my ex mother in law, she had a bad experience in her marriage. It was traumatic. She was cool on men after that.
Right.
that's
You know
church
what, I
hurt.
do
What
see
I
that a
hear
lot.
Light saying is, I don't even want to deal with anyone's personality. Now, if it was a great
Yeah,
Just
personality, I
in my
doubt that she would be
space.
saying that.
I think in my space. In my
that's
space.
called
More
So
so
even
in my
that's
so
space.
what I'm asking
equivalent.
is, even a great personality that you love this person's personality, you're saying that you don't want to deal with that,
No,
or you don't even want to deal with the possibility of seeing someone's ugly side.
no, I just don't like in my space, right? I've always been a person who my space is my space, right? And so I don't know if I just am I ready to let somebody come into my space. I've never really done it before
That
outside
sound
of being in a relationship that it's not that it didn't work. It's just that things happen and some things happen. Let's put it that way. And it didn't
Bad
end.
experience,
It didn't.
right?
No, it wasn't a bad experience. It's just some things happened and we were taken away from each other, and then that was that, right? And then I had to raise my children. But I don't like I hang around. Listen, I am a woman that hangs around men all the time. Like I got about 5 girlfriends. I'm really around men all the time. When I'm out, when I go out, when I hang out, I hang with men. I barely hang with women. Timotheus will even tell you, even in our groups that we're in, I'm like the only woman outside of Miss Mama B. So it's just in my space. I guess that what it is. Maybe that could be what it is. It's in my space. I don't know if I want you in my space.
I get that, and I mean, and my whole life, I've had a lot of women around me that are single. The husband go away or die or divorce, and they just never marry again, never a serious relationship. I didn't see that my whole life, so now I'm wondering. When we first started the conversation, I'm thinking men and women are lonely at the same rate. We just respond to it differently. What I mean? We just do things that satisfy each other differently. But now I don't know. Now I'm wondering if, maybe women are okay being alone more.
I think what it
Yeah,
is like
it's not even. Go ahead, person.
companionship.
Huh?
No, I think women they find like comfort with companionship in other ways than what we do.
Exactly.
Like
So
I think that's what it is.
do you think that we can't find that same comfort outside of a romantic partner?
I think for us, I think it's a little bit difficult because, like I said, like before, like women, they have these comfort groups, like these support groups, like the girlfriends. It's like we had to stop hanging around our male friends when we got married or got in serious relationships because, like, either the men were single or whatever. Women were never really forced to do that. Like as far as like with us, they like, oh, you can't go out with your boys or you can't do this because you're gonna go out and chase hoes. And like to me, that's what I feel like we just got used to just being like isolated and just being with the woman that we're involved with and not really going out with hanging out with the guys. Like
And
that's the way I feel about it.
just to touch on what Percy said, when we're building community, we're not just building communities of women. We're building communities of men too. Because if we have friends that are in relationships, I know for me, we all hang out together whenever, you're dealing with somebody or whatever. I never was the woman that be like, oh, I don't want my friends around my man. I never was that. So we all would be hang out together. We would go, or I would introduce my friend to his friend, or whatever the case may be. So we don't just build communities of women. And I don't know, but I guess too, because I hear a lot of men feel like men and women can't be platonic friends. So that kind of like, if you a guy and you may have a long term friend that was a girl, your wife or your girlfriend may not approve of that. So you kind of back up off of that. And what Percy is saying, you guys tend to lose connections where we gain them.
Well, you
It
know
sound like
what?
it's all woman fault to me. That's what I
No, it,
just
it
hear.
ain't. It really ain't. Because I mean,
No,
just like we gave the
I'm
example
just kidding.
earlier, we done all known each other damn near 30 years, and ain't nobody forced me to not hang out with Tim. Just
Right.
20 minutes is just too damn far. You know what I mean? That's
And when you
all it
think
is.
about it, it
And
really
the
ain't.
fact that y'all
But
got
we do
kids,
that.
the fact that y'all have 30 years of friendship and y'all have children that
Shit.
don't know each other, who's only been around each other one thing, shows that you guys lack building community.
We do. That's what it shows. I don't think that we forced to give up our friends. I think that shows the fact that Meech don't even know Tim's wife's name. That showed,
Yeah,
and
the
Oh,
fact I
hey,
didn't
John, I
know
think she's here.
yeah, the fact that I didn't know Terrell existed until the day at Top Golf.
well,
That's
I
That,
think
crazy.
that's damn. You know what I
That's
mean?
crazy.
That's us, and maybe
yeah.
we don't need that community as much as women do. You know what I
But in
mean?
your older age, you do.
Well, obviously they've been friends for 30 years, and he never needed to know Tim's wife's name for their friendship to flirt. It didn't affect it at all. Like, nigga, you got a son, nigga?
That is
Nice to
so
meet you. And
strange.
it kept it moving.
Yeah. Damn,
So
nigga.
it's not like, so it's like,
Congratulations.
one of my best friends. She's my sister. She's like my
Jossie said,
sister.
damn, he didn't know my name.
Yeah,
Right.
so what it was,
I
Jossie.
just seen how it's spelled.
Yeah. So what it was, because he knows your name, but when you commented one day, he read it. And he was like Josie, and I was like, wait,
And
Josie,
you know it's even crazier, Tim. I didn't heard you say her name a million times, but for some
right,
reason, when I read it,
right, because
that's how I read
you
it.
didn't have the association.
Because
So let
I've never spoke her name out loud. But
So what I
right.
before,
was trying to say, like even with my girlfriend, we've been friends over about maybe 35 years at this point, 36 years. And my kids are a little older than her son, right? I had my kids and then she waited a while and then she had her son. So they weren't in the age bracket where they would hang out with each other. That's different. And then I turned around and had another baby that's her son is way older than so I see it in that point. I mean, they do know each other, but that's not like they wouldn't hang out with each other because they're not in the same age bracket. So that's different. But y'all, I'm sick of y'all. How do you not know that he had a son?
I mean, we are all to blame, to be honest. You know what I
You
mean?
didn't
Because
just call
technically
one day and be
speaking,
like, "Yo, I just had a baby. I just had
no,
a son."
nah, because that's just not how we roll. You know what I
Or,
mean?
or
It's like once we got into a relationship, especially me, I'll speak for myself. Once I got into a relationship, Jonelle mentioned this earlier, then that becomes our focus, right? So then you're focused on that and family and all of that stuff. And it's like, yeah, we'll reach out from time to time, like, hey, dog, what's going on? What's up with you? Blah blah blah. But it never occurred to me, like, oh, by the way, you know what I'm saying? You know, I got another child,
I mean,
or
for
so on and so
18,
forth.
for how many years?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
son is 18.
18,
Yeah, he's
Tim,
18. He
when
just
so
turned 18 earlier this year.
you just found out that he had a son when he was
Yep.
18 years old.
Yep.
Y'all need
Tell you not
therapy.
10. Did you know he
And
Y'all
got
it was
one?
crazy
y'all
because
need
I'm sure I
therapy.
brought him up.
Hey,
I'm sure I brought him
hey,
Y'all
up in
need therapy.
conversation,
hey, this is
but
the
it just
only
never.
time, this right here is the only time me
Y'all
and
need
Jonelle's
therapy.
son play with each other. This the only time they ever been together. Ever.
But you know what? The one thing that I learned, right? One thing that I learned, and I learned this kind of young, is when you're in a relationship, it's not good to isolate yourself.
And
Yeah,
we're not
I
isolated. That's
agree.
the thing. We're not isolated from each other. We just obviously
That's why I
ain't
said
sharing.
I definitely
Right,
take the blame.
Joshy.
I definitely take accountability myself. Um, but I think a lot of it that's just my personality, and I'm aware of it, which is why I try to. I've been trying for years now, but unfortunately, it's like that's just my comfort zone. I'm just cool with chilling by myself a lot. But me, Tim, Janelle, we all was like, hey man, we need to start linking up a little bit more. And we did it. And then I think Tim was just mentioning like that last time we did do it was besides the Top Golf thing, was what, like way back in like February or something like that?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
somewhere around
And
there.
Last
and
summer.
see,
Yeah.
and what's crazy about it is that we didn't hung out so far, what, 2 or 3 times so far this year? And that's an improvement.
That's a dramatic improvement. Like, nigga, we on a roll.
Well, maybe
That's
y'all
an
should try
improvement.
to plan something at least once a month.
Oh,
I was
hell
actually just
nah.
thinking that. Well, I
That's
was
too
just thinking
much.
like at least
Look,
once a month,
look,
like because when you think about it, it's not like we're just well, I'm speaking for myself, like I'm just that busy to where I
Oh,
can't
nah.
be like, hey, you know what, like once a
Did you
month,
say
let's meet.
hell nah?
I would say at
Well,
least
you know
once
what?
every 2 weeks.
If we do 3 times a year, that is like triple the amount that we've done over the last 20
But
years.
to make a conscious effort to do something once a month with each other, even with family, like, come on, guys, like y'all got. I'm gonna be on y'all. I'm gonna be on
And
y'all about
see,
this. At
I don't
least
know if
just
we
once
as
a
lonely
month.
as y'all. I don't know if we as lonely as y'all. Because I don't really
Well,
feel
I'm
like I
saying
need to see y'all once a month.
I meet with my friends.
Damn. But
okay, I see where Jonelle is going now. Like the fact that we don't need it
I
seems
don't
like
really,
we're really
yeah.
not the lonely ones.
I didn't say y'all needed it.
I
I
know.
said this is
I'm
something
just,
that y'all should be fostering because y'all have such a long history as friends. The fact that Tim did not know this man had a son till he was 18 years old is crazy.
Shoot, I didn't know he was married for 17 years.
Nigga, you married?
I'm getting off this.
I
This
know he
show.
was married not that long though.
I'm getting off this show. I can't.
And then he'd be
Let me play
introducing
let
him
me
as
play the
like
next clip.
this is my brother right here.
Right. His wife walk in the room and you'd be like, "Who that?"
Okay, let's see what this. Appreciate the friendship while you can, because one day you will not be able to kick it with each other. Yeah.
Of
That's
course.
right.
Of
That's right.
course. That's true.
All right, I'm gonna play this next clip so we can move forward.
Do you think there's like a male loneliness epidemic going on?
I think so, because we don't know how to connect. We don't know how to be vulnerable. A man is very logical. We're logical. We think through scenarios. We think through the strategy of who we're sharing things with. There's a lack of trust because of how we've been hurt, because of, I already tried that. And that loneliness then spurs up because we isolate ourselves because we don't feel like we can be honest. And I think we also tend to make ourselves lonelier because of the isolation.
We self-sabotage.
Yeah. And I still isolate to this day. I'm still dealing with it. You know?
I feel like I have different approaches for different life situations also. It's like if I'm stressed out about my career, my purpose, business and stuff like that, I usually try to like escape.
Yes.
I try to avoid the work that I know I need to do
Yes.
to get to where I want to go, because it's like I'll worry about that tomorrow. Let me just go escape. Let me go out with the boys. Let's do something just to remove myself. When I'm going through like heartbreak though, like with a girl, I don't want to be around any. I want to be so by myself, because and then I self-sabotage myself like when I go through heartbreak.
See, he's calling it loneliness, but to go back kind of like what Jonelle said, it's like we didn't necessarily need it. Like I don't think any of us thought that we needed. We like, man, I need to hang with Jonelle, or I need to hang with Tim, or we all need to get together, and we've been doing life just fine. But at the same time, Tim brought it up because he was like, man, women live longer because they do these things, so we probably need to go ahead and start
We
hanging
don't know that. That's a speculation, first of all.
Well, they
We
say
don't know
women that are married don't live as long as women who aren't married, because I guess what Tim is saying, right? Women who aren't married or in relationships, they create these communities that keep them vibrant and keep them going. But they say women that are married live shorter because they're so busy taking care of everybody else but themselves.
Yeah. But then they say men that are married live longer.
Live longer,
So
right?
Yeah, because your
Because
wife
they
is
foster,
taking care of
yeah.
your
You
wife is
foster
taking care of
you
you.
foster all of that social need that you need. You get from her. You put everything on
She's
her.
making sure you go to the doctor. She's making sure
Yeah,
you eat right. She's doing all of the things that you would not do
for
if
yourself.
you were for yourself. So,
maybe we don't want to be here longer. And maybe you got to ask
so that's
yourself that, you know
crazy.
what I mean?
Women are killing themselves to be married and be in relationships.
And
As
then maybe we get to a point we set y'all free. We don't I would rather go kick it with God. It's supposed to be better over there.
oh please, you don't
It's
want to.
supposed to be
You just
better.
said you don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone.
Nah, but I don't want to be here alone. I don't want to be here for 20, 30 years trying to figure out what am I going to do today so I don't feel alone.
Passport broke.
I mean, I think because we live in such a industrialized world where we live on easy street for the most part compared to
Yeah.
a few hundred years ago. I think part of the purpose of life is to have social relationships. Most like super rich people on their deathbed, they always talk about like their biggest regret is not being around for their family enough because they let their work consume them while they was building this empire that they're about to leave to them. And they're
Yeah.
like, man, my regret is I wasn't social enough. I didn't have enough social, social activity with my kids or my grandkids, or I'm a wife number 5 because I never had time for none of them. That's usually always their biggest regret. Not that they didn't make enough money. It's always like, man, I didn't. The whole purpose of me doing a lot of this stuff, I realize now, was for the people around me.
Yep.
So I don't think anyone would really prefer to be living like Tom Hanks in Castaway.
Nah, I don't think that's a natural. I mean, what's the point of being alive to live alone? I don't think that's a natural.
I mean, the kids get older and they go on about their lives. They go on about their
Well,
business.
think about this. Think about we probably, and this is something most people probably don't even consider, but when we were all 30 years ago, when we were all younger and we was kicking it tough, almost every day, every weekend for sure, we were happy then because we had we were creating shared experiences that are now shared memories.
Mhm.
And during those times, we had so much. There was vibrance in us because it was so much fun. Even with me and Meech doing the game banging shit and almost dying, the next day we would be laughing like we almost died. And
Hey,
we
Brother
got
Matthew. Hey, Joey.
I put him up too. Let me go through these another clip because it's quite a few and they all kind of touching on different points.
I can't believe y'all. I'm kind of, I'm shocked.
Ladies, y'all telling y'allselves so quick in y'all videos. How you gonna say it's a male loneliness epidemic and the men aren't, and then say the men aren't lonely enough, but you're complaining about the fact that the men, you don't have a man to choose from, so you're lonely. And misery loves company. And basically, if you're talking about the men not being lonely enough, how they need to suffer more, all of that is because you're tired of being lonely.
What?
You want that guy to come out so you can stop being lonely. So you have to shame them and try to bring them out. And misery just loves company. You're lonely, so you want the men to be lonelier so that they'll concede and that you don't have to be lonely anymore. Proving that it's actually more females that are lonely. On top of the fact, we can argue that there are more females than males. So wouldn't the females be lonelier? Because there's not enough males?
Yeah, she just said a whole bunch of nothing.
I was wondering when she was gonna bite that doggone grapefruit or whatever the hell she was eating.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
I don't think her logic makes sense.
it could be true, but I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, her whole point sound like was like I was mentioning earlier that there's a lot of lonely women. So she's saying that those lonely women are trying to shame the men so that
Or
men will conform.
seemed like she was
And,
trying to shame the lonely women so they could come out so she could get a shot.
oh, could that too?
That's what it seemed like to me.
That too.
Yeah, her logic wasn't really standing, in my opinion. You got any more?
Yeah, I got a lot of them.
Like being happy with being single and we don't need a man and all this other stuff as a in response to what's going on. I've been this way for years and I'm tired. I'm really tired and I don't think that it's weak to crave human connection and to want to tear my walls down and to want to love. Like that's like human connection is literally, it's innate in us. It is natural to us, and I don't feel like I should fault myself for that anymore, and I don't feel like I should continuously hide that. It's like I just don't know honestly what the to do.
Type shit.
See, this is where it gets strange and weird, right? Because go outside. Just go outside.
Well, going outside hasn't been what I heard her say is that she took the bait. The whole I don't need a man and all of this and the women power women this, F men.
Yeah,
I
I
could
don't
do it
think
all by myself. And
I don't
then
think that's
she
what
breaking
she.
down because she like Man, had I not fallen for this, I could have been living a
No,
different life 20 years ago.
she literally said she has a wall up. Basically, that came from some type of trauma. She didn't say nothing about I took the bait. You made that up.
No,
No, she said
I heard the same thing, kind of like what Tim said, that she
right.
was
Of
listening to
course.
society.
No, she has some type of trauma, and it's okay. And all she
So
got to do is take her
We heard
ass
two different things.
outside. She just got
that's
to go
man bad,
outside.
woman good, bro.
She just
Man
got to
bad,
go
woman good.
outside. Like I don't understand why are people making this so hard. I understand it's harder for men, right? I get that because I hear y'all say that all the time. I don't, but I mean, let's go outside. Like, oh God, I don't get it. This is craziness to me. I don't know. Maybe women. Maybe she need to
Jonelle
go
fell off.
approach men
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of women are afraid to approach men. I don't have a problem with it. I walk right up to you and be like, "Let me see your phone," and I put my number in your phone. And I'll be like, if you call, you call. If you don't, you don't. Nice to meet you. And then I just keep it pushing. I haven't done that in a lot of years, but I would.
Yeah, I
I'm gonna be real with y'all right
mean,
now.
men and women are different.
Right.
Men ain't getting away with doing that.
Well, I said
That's,
that's why I said women should be not be so afraid to approach men. That's what I said.
you don't remember that clip I played last week? The woman walks up to the man, "Hi, I'm Ashley. You want to have sex?" He's like, "Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay." They they go frolicking away. Then they flip it.
Me
"Hi,
putting,
I'm
but
Dave. You want to
me
have
putting
sex?"
my number in your phone,
Woo!
and I want to have sex with you.
Yeah, but it's an exaggeration.
No,
You
I
know,
know.
it's
I
satire.
remember the video, but a lot of men think because a woman gave you her number that she just wants to have, she automatically wants to have sex with you.
Nah, maybe a young-minded dude
It's really
or an
strange.
immature dude.
I wonder what
I
happened to
mean, a
John
lot
John.
of dudes are immature.
Hmm.
A lot of dudes are immature.
Bro, it was like a month ago. Things were so heavy. So heavy. Maybe like 2 months ago. 2 months. Yo, life was lifing. Denzel, life was lifing. Bruh. Oh, life was so heavy. Man, I was just going around places. And let me tell you why. I pulled up to the church, pulled up to the grocery store, I pulled up to some homies. What's crazy, all I really wanted was a hug. If somebody would have hugged me, I don't care who it was, if one person would have hugged me, I would have broke down crying. That's how heavy I felt. That's how fragile I felt. If somebody would have hugged me, I would have broke down crying. A nigga was hurting. And it's one of those things where it's like, sometimes as men and women, we're not in a place to talk about it yet, but we just still need, like, we're crying out for help without crying out for help. So sometimes even if I see, like, I hug people all the time now because it's like, yo, you might just need a hug. You might not say it, but you might need a hug. So I say all that to say, bro, I remember that week. I was just like, yo, I just need a hug, though. I never wanted a hug so bad in my life. Straight up.
And that goes to that network we were talking about, that network of friends and all of that. That support system.
That's another thing. They say women need hugs. And listen, I'm a firm believer in offer somebody a hug.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me let you go. I'm on this podcast.
I had to mute his mic real quick.
Right. I'm gonna let you go. I'm on this podcast. Look, he
Yeah,
said
you
I
heard
ain't
it.
gonna be lonely.
You heard his
He said,
phone voice. You heard his
right? He
phone.
said, yeah. Let me let you go. I'm on this podcast. I ain't gonna be lonely. When we this conversation and hit, I ain't gonna be no.
He had his phone voice up.
It
Yeah,
got all
yeah.
deep. Yeah, let me
Oh,
let you go. I'm on this
I'm on his
podcast.
podcast. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
that was my
Yeah.
son. That was Shay.
Had that Barry White going.
I'm gonna let you
Baby
go.
girl.
No, my computer just crashed for some reason. It said it was updating. Women need a hug from their fathers throughout their lives. Hell yeah.
It's not just their
Yeah.
fathers though. Their children. It's a whole study they did about it.
Yeah, fostering the friendships is in the support system. That seems to be the key and difference in how men and women deal with loneliness.
So it
Because
says,
like I mentioned earlier, the stats all say that we experience loneliness at the same rate, but it's in the way we build our support systems around it that basically determine how it affects us.
it
Shit.
says scientific research shows that hugging significantly reduces stress and lowers cortisol levels in women before they face challenging events. Oxytocin, physical touch, triggers the release of oxytocin. This feel good hormone builds trust, eases anxiety, and fights against stress. Yeah, we can get all of
That's
that
why
stuff
women
from
always
food
hug each
too.
other. I'm so happy for you. Oh, you look nice, girl.
But we
You know,
can get
like
all of that
you get a
stuff from
hug. You look
food
like, oh,
too.
that outfit is cute, and hug her. Like,
That's why
huh?
we call it comfort food.
But see, when it comes to support systems, though, too, women share a level of intimacy that they can share with each other that men don't have. So that's a big difference on how the support systems, even if men like me, Janelle, uh, Percy, and Meech, right? There's no point ever where they're gonna be heartbroken. Hypothetical scenario, somebody heartbroke. We come through. Oh man, you gotta get up. He laying in the bed, curled up in a fetal position, crying. In no scenario in men's existence will one of us men crawl in the bed and spoon with that dude and be like, it's
Yeah.
gonna be all right. And be like,
It's
it's
gonna be
gonna
all right.
be
Have
okay.
y'all ever
And
hugged each
stroke it
other?
and stroke his head and be like, you're gonna be all right, bro.
Have
Men
y'all
will,
ever
but
hugged
women
each
will do that.
other?
Women will do that.
Have y'all ever
Yeah,
hugged each other?
of course.
All right then. So then why can't you just tell your boy, yo, get up, go take a shower, go out, get something to eat, and give him a hug? You ain't got a little spoon, big spoon. Like you, Timothy, is always go to the extreme scenario.
I know Miss calling the exception the rule all the time. Ain't trying to.
Because it's not an exception in my world. It's an exception in you guys' world, in your world. It's not an exception in my world.
But no, but the whole point of me using that example was was to show that the way we express our levels of intimacy with one another are different. Women are just naturally more social and in that way cuz every single dude on the call right now, we do not understand why y'all go piss together.
Mm.
I got to use the bathroom. Oh girl, I'm going to go with you. For what? You going to like that's just
Mm.
it's just how we build is different. Like that's a different social system.
You right. You're absolutely right. And we're not as vocal with like expressing our feelings with
Nah.
with each other either. So like most of the time we just suck that shit up. Like fuck it. Like I'm not
Is
really
Meech
gonna
all
say
right?
nothing.
That's what's gonna happen to us. Meech gonna have a heart attack in the back, and no one's gonna be there.
Right.
We gonna find that nigga a few days later. Damn, nigga Meech died.
Right on the podcast. He
And then
fell out. We thought he went to pee and just never came back.
and then we gonna feel sad because we gonna start relating it to our lives. Damn, that nigga, I'm only a year behind him.
Yeah.
I need to get my shit
I'm gonna play
together.
another video.
One of the things you've both been good at is having male friend groups. And studies show that the rate of loneliness among young men and older men has gone up, which pushes them into these manosphere spaces because it's the only place they're going to find community or to talk to one another. Can you guys talk about how you both have managed to maintain friendships? I mean, Barack, you've maintained your friends through being in the White House, but there are a lot of men out there in the world who say that they don't have more than a couple of friends, if that.
And they were an opportunity for me actually to learn how to share. And what that did teach me was that having male friends I could talk to and count on was important to my life. And it turns out actually what we've learned is our families, our nuclear family was healthier and happier precisely because we had a bunch of friends. And we had, essentially, non-blood aunts and uncles and cousins, play cousins and all that, who were around all the time. But we did stay in touch, and what I figured out, and that lasted through the White House, as I collected other friends and in Chicago and college, and was just being intentional with your friendships, making the investment, knowing it's important, letting them know they're important to you, your friends, small gestures, all that stuff mattered. And I do think that guys sometimes don't do that.
It's not like he was lying, bro. I'm gonna be straight up. I don't believe nothing he just said.
Wow. Play cousins and all of that shit is for real.
Yeah, I get that part, but it's just like I never heard him stumble while talking.
Well, I mean, giving a speech and having a personal conversation or just a conversation sometimes, like I can talk with you guys and the conversation flows naturally. But and Timothy, to tell you, but when I'm on a big stage by myself, I'm kind of like fumbling over my words and Timothy is like, "What are you doing? All you got to do is very like act like you in the back chat when you're in the show with me and the fellas. You don't act like this."
Yeah,
So
right, because you don't have no problem going back and forth at Meech.
see, Meech, tell them don't start. Tell them don't start, Meech. Meech, tell them to not start.
Meech over there like, I don't know what you're talking about.
This is crazy.
No, but basically what they talked about was what Light was saying in the beginning, that there's no reason that Van and Tyler shouldn't have grew up like play cousins at all.
And it ain't affected our friendship over these 30 years. Not a little bit. I don't feel like you less of a friend because they ain't friends. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe we don't need it as much.
I agree.
I'm like, I don't even think about them niggas.
He too busy on the phone talking about, yeah, let me let you go. I'm on this podcast. Nah, but you guys want to listen once a month. I'm gonna be on to Matthias about it.
I think we should go make a bigger effort. You know what I mean? Can we? We're doing this, so we're doing this, and this is a social thing too. You know what I mean? It ain't
This is not human
And look, and
interaction.
look,
This is 100%.
you saw me. See, that's the
Yeah,
difference. That's the difference in how men
yeah.
see it, how we view it. Like we kicking it right now.
Misha's
Well,
like,
guess
what
what? If y'all listen, 20 minutes is not far to drive, and shame on you for even saying
the hell?
that. I'm
And we
tired.
all about 20 minutes from each other too.
I went to
I
Fogo
mean,
today.
just like Tim said, with this podcast, this is probably the most engagement
We have had
each week that we've had in decades.
a decade. Ooh. Man, I just went to
like the
Fogo.
most consistent engagement.
Yeah, since
You know what
30
I
years
mean?
ago, since we was young, right?
Yeah, like I got quite a few friends like Rome and a couple other friends from way back then, and we hang probably once, once in a year.
Yeah.
Probably talk on the phone maybe three
And that
times in a year.
and that'd be like the get together be like a birthday party. Like
Yeah, be something like that.
like me and D
Now,
Dog.
I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not saying that it's right because
Right.
personally, I think that definitely I need to do better. Like I need to change that. Because yeah, even Rome got several kids that it's like I see him. Oh yeah, you had another baby. Next time I see him, he got a beard.
Yeah. He got
You
grandbaby.
know,
He got babies.
yeah, exactly. So it's like so I definitely get it that I need to do better with that. I've always known that about myself. That I think I'm probably too isolated. Not necessarily even with my in-person presence, but even just my phone presence. You know what I mean? I'm too isolated. Like I don't call people. And this extends to my kids too. You know what I mean? I talk to my son every day because he stayed with me. But I've made some better efforts reaching out to my kids, letting them know what's up. Like I had my daughter and her grandbaby came over here. They went swimming and all of that stuff. Um, and it will end up being a good day. So I definitely know that I got to get out of this isolation that I've been living in so long. But it's a work in progress. It's hard. It's going to be hard to change 50 years of habits.
All right, I'll go on to another video then.
Are you lonely?
Yes, very much so.
What's your self-talk in your lonely moments or
It's just a lot of shame and sadness and hurt. Like it feels like nobody wants me, nobody cares for me because I'm lonely from the place of where's my person? I want my person for me. And it's like here I am 37, I don't have that person. What am I doing? I have this house and it's just me and Boomy, and I love Boomy to death, but it's just me and her.
were you the girl that said at this age I want to be married?
Oh, I definitely want to be married and I want to have kids and I want to have 3 kids. But where I'm at right now, I'm not even worried about that anymore.
You feel like the clock ticking?
I feel like biological clock is ticking in that aspect as far as like kids or what have you. So I'm not stressing myself on that.
Light having difficulties. Welcome to the stage, Uncle Jose.
I'm here. I'm back. I couldn't get,
What's up, man? What's
I
up?
couldn't get sound. I couldn't hear nothing y'all
You
was
hear me?
saying.
Yeah,
You
we
hear me,
hear you.
Yeah,
Timotheus?
that's okay. We hear you like that.
You hear me, Timotheus?
Yes.
Listen, man, men are just not allowed to express themselves emotionally. We're just not sometimes. You understand? We don't feel comfortable complimenting each other. We don't have these circles where we sit down and have these conversations that women do. We don't do that. You understand? The society is just different for us. Do you agree, Timotheus? Or You think I'm being one of them old fashioned old heads.
All right.
I should be more free with my
I
emotions.
what I won't say society is different for us. The way we move within the society is different because we all live in the same society, but the way we maneuver in the society is different, and a lot of the social norms could be the issue.
I don't know, cause I find it so strange, right? So say Tim, you run into Meech and he dressed to the nine. You ain't gonna be like, oh, you looking nice. I like that jacket. I like them. I like those shoes. I like. You're not gonna say that, like.
No. Now, again, we come from a different generation. We come from a generation to where when we used to step out and say, like you said, we all dressed up, and then Meech come out and he got like a little piece of lint or something on there. We come from a generation where I could reach over and take that lint off of his chest and be like, all right, and then brush his shoulders off. All right, you fly now. Today, they would be like, that's suspect.
Oh, I don't know,
It's
cause I have sons. I got one that's 34. Matter of fact, he made 35 today. Jesus. I have my other son is 29, and I see them do this amongst their peers.
but that's good there. That means they're secure within themselves. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Now,
guess.
now, how could you live in a society where that is suspect and people are mad at you because you don't like Transformers and these different things like that?
Yeah, that's.
It's cool. It's cool for a grown man in a dress to go into a woman's bathroom. It's cool for these kind of people
That ain't the
to talk to
topic
your
though, but
child.
I dig what you're
No,
saying.
what he's saying is that it's cool to like all of these things, but if you try to take lint
Oh,
off of
I
that
see.
homeboy's jacket, that's suspect. That's what he's
Oh,
saying.
okay, I see.
That's crazy. Everybody is a everybody is a everybody is a quadrilateral sexual now, whatever that means.
Okay, Jose. You should have
That's
been on
right.
last week's show.
Yeah, you missed. Yeah, right. I think I
My
might
bad.
got 5 or 6 more videos to go. And y'all let me know if y'all want to deep dive on any of them.
Leave me alone. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
While this one playing, I'm gonna go run and get me a refill.
A man of average attractiveness has to swipe right 200 times to get one coffee, and then 4 of those 5 coffees will ghost him. You can't tell women to lower their expectations, but this is the reality. When you ask a man if you could have a woman who had 80% of everything you wanted, 75% say, yeah, I'm on board. When you say to a woman, a man has 80% of what you want, 75% say that's not enough. But even look at the media. What does the media tell a woman to do? He's out. But he didn't open your door. He's not nice to his parent. Walk right out on that man. Like, it's literally every piece of media is, you don't need him. You're a strong, independent woman. Pull the ripcord. You're out. The basic kind of communication around this is, you are a strong, independent, powerful woman. That is wonderful. And quite frankly, you don't need the imperfect man. They're just not connecting. I read that on Tinder, a man of average attractiveness has to swipe right 200 times to get one coffee, and then 4 of those 5 coffees will ghost him. They will decide they don't want to meet him, or they won't show up. That means a guy of average attractiveness has to swipe right 1,000 times to get one coffee. Now, what does that tell that guy? Women don't value me.
All right,
Women
I'll be in
make me
position
feel
reset.
rejected. And then they go online and they see these misogynists telling them it's not your fault. And these men become much more prone to misogynistic content, much more prone to nationalistic content, blaming other people for the lack of economic opportunity. They start sequestering from society. I worry that we are literally evolving a new species of asexual, asocial male. And if a man by the age of 30 hasn't either lived with someone or married someone, there's a 1 in 3 chance he's going to have a substance abuse problem.
Wow.
Now, could
Now
it
that-
the women that ghosted him or didn't show up, could have been that they were afraid and backed out? Maybe he won't like me. Maybe.
I think a
No,
lot of that's it also.
Well,
as you know,
remember last week the dude, the video of the dude that shared his Tinder profile, and he swiped on 2 million women, and all of that whittled down to just him getting one date.
Was it 2
That's
million?
crazy. Yeah, 2 million. He swiped on 2 million women. Two million swipes equaled like a thousand matches. Out of that thousand matches, he got like 90 or 100 conversations, and out of those conversations, he got one date.
maybe he was a
That's
cornball.
but but like we said, these contribute to how loneliness is experienced for us. And the same in this video, he says the same thing like Michelle Obama said, that it creates a window for dudes to lean to the manosphere because that's where they find community,
But that's their
where
fault.
they find men they can rally around. It should be something like sports or something like that, but for whatever reason, in the manosphere, it's a group of men expressing their dissatisfaction with their ability to cultivate a healthy romantic relationship.
But do you not blame some of this on entitlement? Because what I'm noticing about men, and this is just really kind of an online thing, because even what you call it, I'm not going to say his name, but even what you call it with the perm said to me that if the guy at Starbucks tries to talk to me, I should be willing to give him a chance. And I'm like, why? If I don't like him or if I'm not attracted to him initially, why do I have to give anybody a chance that I'm not attracted to initially just because they're attracted to me? And you have this going on a lot. Men
Well, that's
feel,
kind of the thing that
but
we
but men just feel like because
that
I'm attracted to you, and there are some women who feel the same way, but because I'm attracted to you, because I try to talk to you, you're obligated to talk to me. I'm not. I'm not obligated.
well, there's been a thing
Well,
there's
you
been a thing
obligated to
I've
be
heard.
polite, though. You obligated to love me down light.
Yes. Yes, I am. I am.
Well, there's been
I
a
am.
thing. There's been a thing. I'm sure y'all have heard this expression, right? You gotta like who like you.
Well, that's what they
Have we
say.
not all heard that expression?
Like who like you, because the one you like leave you for the one they like. It's love who love you. That's how I've heard
Right.
it all like.
So
But that's not
it's
realistic.
tomato tomato.
That's not realistic. It's not.
To
It's
love
not.
who love you. Was not to love who love you.
Yeah, it's not realistic.
Why not?
In the
Welcome to the
context of
stage,
this
Ferg.
conversation, in the contents of this conversation that we're having right now, when you say the guy, that random guy that just walks up and he likes me, I'm supposed to like him back. Like,
Nah,
no.
nah, nah, nah.
Have you seen the joke? There's a comedian, I can't think of his name right now, but it was like a woman was praying, and she's like, God, why am I having such a hard time finding a relationship? Why haven't you sent the right man in my life so I could, someone that's funny, likes my personality, we get along, but this, that, and the other. And then God responds like, I did, but you said that one was too short. Then I sent you another one and you said he didn't make enough money. Then I sent you another one and you said this was wrong. So, you know, sometimes we can get in our own way from the things that are good for us, looking for what's perfect. Voltaire, perfect is the enemy of good.
I mean, if he too short, he too short. Like, well, I don't want to. I don't want to have to stand off the curb while you stand on the curb in order for me to give you a kiss good night. Like, yeah.
Facts.
Facts. But if
And
he
I,
had that
and that,
bag,
no, not even that bag.
if he had
But
that bag, they
something,
stand.
no.
Oh, I don't
Well,
really.
people
I've
say,
never cared about money. I've
Not
never.
not
no,
not not older chicks. Not older chicks. You
No,
young
no.
I
chicks,
mean,
they
even
stand.
when I was younger, I
Stand.
never cared about money because I didn't. I
You
came from something. So
you
my
Gen
father
X, and
always
so
taught me. I don't. What the Gen X women were getting money hand over fist from these dudes.
from Gen X, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I never cared about money. I never cared about what kind of car you had. I never cared about none of that.
You was raised by a father.
I was
Just
raised
cared
by a
about
father and a mother
Yeah,
just
and
cared about
uncle.
just cared about
that
how
speaks
tall he
volumes.
was.
That speaks volumes
You
because
so you want to say depending on how tall you are.
That's
I
it.
mean, listen, man. I'm gonna ask y'all this question on this panel, man. It has something to do with the guy in the video. Y'all niggas accept y'all ugly? That's a yes or no.
Some of them
Yeah,
don't.
I've
Hold
been
on.
ugly my
Let the
whole
man
life.
speak. I want to know, do the man accept they ugly
Yeah.
right now?
I've
Have you
been ugly
always
my
accepted?
whole.
I shut up.
I've been ugly my own life. It's like Nas. I don't got no game. It's just some women understand my story.
And Tim
That's
is
all it
not
is.
ugly, and I wish he stopped saying that. I hate when he
Uh,
says that.
Hold on. Let him say. What about the other man?
I accept I'm not the most attractive.
Have you accepted that all your life since you was a teenager and everything?
Oh shit, since I was born.
Okay.
I accepted it because
What
I
about
grew up
you,
in a
big man?
time when dark skin wasn't in.
It's always
I've
been
been
in,
accepted.
but what about you, person? Okay. I asked that question, right, because, we expect, like she said, every woman that look like the girl in y'all dreams supposed to like y'all ugly ass. They don't. Believe it or not, I was ugly to some. I had the body. I was playing football, and this is happening since middle school. We all get that girl. Ooh, I don't like you, ugly, but then she want to play with you all the time. So it's confusing. Then you grow up, high school, teenager. You become a 21-year-old. We like 80% of the women that we see. We like our type. It's like with the sisters. They have this archetype of a body, and that's what we trapped in. Because when y'all Gen X, y'all got the last of women that played fair when it came to men. We got the last of women, bro. These other women, they ain't looking at, they go call you out on your ugly. And if you got your tight jeans on and she looking cute, but they sleeping with these dudes though. Don't get it
We
twisted.
we
Don't
call
get
them
it.
out when they ugly too.
No, but I'm just saying though, it's always been a part of our culture though. We call it capping, snapping on each other, throwing jokes on each other.
Yeah.
We do it to each other, man to man. Women don't do it too much because they try to warn each other, support each other. Like, yeah, girl, you cute. She could be 360
Mhm.
pounds. You the
We
bomb,
all
man.
snap on each other, but we grew up playing the dozens. That's what we did, all of us, men and women alike.
Yes, but the younger men and women, 35, 45, they don't understand that type of psyche.
Shit.
They believe the women are picking on them when they got sisters that call them Dusty. We all grew up with black families, man. I'm like, your own family will tell you you ugly.
I think
And
that's why, Coach, I raised my kids that way, right? I just told them my son made 35 today, my oldest.
it's a little damn, man.
And we snap on each other in the house. I taught them from young, so when they went to school, everything didn't turn into a fight.
Right. But see, every mother ain't you.
Right. No, I know that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I taught them from young. Now my youngest one, he don't know how to snap. I was trying to teach him, but he's so
Yeah, he bougie. He gonna be I ain't gonna say he bougie, but he understand a little smarter than everybody else.
mm-hmm.
And he ain't gonna have that type of, spirit. He gonna have a good spirit. It's just we
They
every
raised
woman ain't gonna like us. They not.
Oh
Especially women go through seasons. Like, say you see a woman tomorrow. Y'all get up, y'all get outside, right? You see her. You shoot your shot. She shoot you down. Boom. You gonna see her again. She live in your city. What you niggas talking about? Then when you see the next time, act like you don't see her. Because, see, she might be going through something. It might
yeah.
be that time of the month. She might be broke as hell because they front like they got money. But believe me, You can look at the real issues. She might be broke, kids ain't acting right, baby daddy ain't acting right. It'd be a whole lot of things. But you see, again, you gotta act like you don't see her. You gotta take control of the situation. And some, it's like playing baseball. To go to the Hall of Fame, you gotta hit 3 out of 10 baseballs every time you bat in a game. If you get 10 chances, if you can hit 4 out of 10, you got some of the top numbers in the sport. But if you hit 3 out of 10, 3 out of 10 women are gonna say you attractive. That's just part of it. You stay.
It depends for women too, though, Coach.
No, it don't depend on the women. She can have
Women,
money. No, she can have money. She can have all the material shit that women like. However, if a man is confident in himself, if a man is in good shape, especially, we old. Y'all nigga, we all done gained 30, 40 pounds since
no,
high
but
school.
what I'm saying is that women have to understand that every man that you like is not going to like you either.
But you got to talk to the women, though. See, the
I know
women
that.
don't talk to
No,
the
I'm just
women.
saying it's the same thing. It's like all of these things that we discuss is human behavior, but
Yeah,
we have made it into gender behavior when it's
yeah,
really human behavior.
yeah. Because thanks to our president, say Obama's he put it on the spotlight. He bypassed the issues of the black community of what we needed. We need family. And he was don't even talk to. We need father son daughter relationship. If we don't have those three, then I say almost everybody 45 and under who ain't ready to retire, where they gonna live at? With y'all for the rest of y'all life? Using up y'all money and resources because they ain't putting in the effort it takes to it's a change. And I'll say this is step and I shut up. For the men, the younger man, it's a change for the better. They're not gonna become the early baby daddy no more. Those young men ain't doing it. And that's a good thing. They ain't having babies at 16, 17, 18, 19. They ain't doing it. They already understand the financial consequences that the white man is going to place on you in court. They already understand that. He can be a good daddy, but he don't really get the opportunity. Because that confidence, remember those hugs? I heard some hugs. If a father can give a daughter a hug on the regular, or a son, what you think they do for the confidence of that child? They do a great deal. Now, just like of old, a father can be like, get that little dumbass boy away from me. He's trouble. I don't want to see him talking to you. And then the father step to him, man, get off my son, daughter. But see, we so, oh man, I ain't gonna say nothing. If you think you can't discipline your kids early, then it's gonna be a rough life. And I work with a lot of teenagers, I work with, if I know y'all know about populations of groups of people. I'm talking about felons, 100-year felons, 60, 20, 30, 40-year felons, 15 from ages 17 to 65. Women on drugs, women, family. I worked in foster care. I used to go to these inner city homes in Chicago and only see a mother. She's on drugs. He is born with drugs in their system. The weird little uncle that hide in the background when I come over. Kids at school smart, but their family trying to push them to gangs and violence. Kids can't. I don't see every population. I had 2 sixth graders that had a baby, and this was in 2008. Two sixth graders have a baby.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
so when I speak, I'm speaking for a lot from experience outside of myself. When it come to women, hey, everybody didn't like me. Every woman didn't like me. And it didn't matter the money because I've dated college. I'm educated myself. I like a smart woman that went to college. If she like you, she like you. I like a woman with some money. My tag right now, because y'all was talking about being alone. Listen, it's okay to be alone today because most men, we loners. It's a difference between being alone and lonely.
Right.
And it's okay to be alone sometime, but you still have to congregate with and fellowship with peers And it has to be some, especially we all mature, you know what I'm saying? It has to be a positive congregation. It doesn't necessarily have to be religious, because the pastor, he getting all the money and he preaching the rhetoric. It ain't about building community and family, but it's about connections. And it don't have to necessarily be people that you necessarily know, but it can be an atmosphere where you all have something in common, because you're gonna get to know people, and those other people are resources to build your interests and build your independence in a sense. I don't think people take that valuable, because we run and chase family down. The same family that beg us for $20, $40, $60 and shit. Talk about you behind your back. And then we spend a lot of years wasting looking back. But I just think we're in a unique spot. I don't equate my life to a white man. He can say that shit, and then next thing you know, shit, he can be getting 300,000. You know what I'm saying? He can get something that they won't afford me to get. And I did everything America say do. I don't complain about it. I just reflect on it. How to, just afforded opportunity. And I'll share about this.
Do you
For the
think that
future, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead. Answer.
do you think that we didn't teach our children to be social?
Yeah, we didn't do Gen X. We assumed that they would understand like we did. That's where we went wrong.
Because I think
We
like for my kids, right, they're little, I just told you their ages. They were that generation that lived before the internet and then after. So I know with their peer group, they were outside still. Those were the kids that were still outside. So they learned to be social. But my youngest one, he's not very social. But he also recognizes that there's things that happens outside that he just doesn't want to be a part of. And so I love that for him, right? Like I don't want to be out there
Yeah,
because I
that's different. That's
yeah.
that's a different time. But here's the unique part about it, right? Remember, it's sort of like parents didn't really tell you what was going on in the time and how to sort of generate certain things. Those are good times to sort of connect with him in that sense, but and allow him to talk his thoughts out.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's sitting alone, especially when you're young, when you're old, you should be trying to figure out the best way. But young, you get scatterbrained because you're listening. But it's a good time to have them not go about what does he. Don't ever ask them a question. What does he feel about it? Just what does he think? You want to
Yeah.
be able to think, and that's okay for them because he just have to. As long as he has an interest greater than something outside of people, that's a good thing. Just push him straight to that as much as.
He has his little friends group, but he just rather not hang outside, right? He just
Yeah, they inside because they not outside. So if he go outside and they not outside, it's like. But again, what can you do alone outside? Like
but
learn how to ride a
that's a
skateboard.
that's
You
a
can do.
good thing that you said. Like, don't ask him how he feel, because one thing that I don't allow my children to do, I've never allowed any of them to do, is if you say, "What are you doing?" I've never allowed them to say nothing because you're doing
Yeah.
something.
Yes. Yeah. Just ask him. What do you think? And step outside his emotions so he can see things logically, and that'll help him when he's outside. When he do go outside, he ain't just lost. He see what, okay, these people over here are bad. These people over here are good. It's danger about to happen. Let me get back home.
Mm-hmm.
Those things, just confidence building. If he has a father that he can connect to, I will let him go over and talk and have a family meeting. It's bigger than us because you see what young folk are up against out here by themselves.
And I also am glad that he has two older brothers, right? Because
Yeah, because
they're
they'll get him together.
they're 18 and 14 years older than him.
Oh yeah,
So
they
I'm
they
kind of,
they working. Yeah, that's a good thing. I'll just like, man, go with them for a couple of days. Matter of fact,
but yeah,
if
my
you can go
oldest
to,
son takes him all the time. The oldest boy, he takes him. He takes, matter of fact, he takes not only his kids but my other son's kids, and he takes all the kids on the weekends.
oh yeah, he's a good uncle. Make sure they appreciate him every time his birthday come around. It's a great uncle. It's a great uncle. You allow them to get outside and be young boys and men. That's what they need. They'll appreciate that on into when they start having kids. That's a great thing. So salute to him, man. Salute to your son.
Yeah, he does. He's pretty good with it too.
Yeah, that's it. The only thing when they come back, you just make sure you have them some warm food, some of that good old southern type of food when they show up. Because they need
Yeah.
that. Because if they get used to eating them healthy meals, they'll know how to find a woman that can cook healthy meals.
Oh yeah, my
And
kids know how to cook. I taught them how to cook from young. I taught them to do laundry, everything.
oh
But
well, if you taught your sons, your grandbaby is supposed to be getting that last year. Getting that first.
you know what's so crazy? I'm a little more lenient than
I said exactly.
with the grandbabies. It's so crazy because my kids be like, "You
Typical
made us
grandmama.
do such and such things," and I would be like, "Leave them alone."
Yeah, typical grandmama. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with that. But as long as they getting what they getting from your sons, they good. You know what I'm saying? You spoil them, give them all the sugar they need, and send them home.
But I think that men have to actually learn to build community. They have to learn to do that. It's very important to have community. You don't, like you said, it doesn't have to just be family. And we gotta, yeah. Community is very important,
Salute, sister.
and it doesn't even have to be just men, other men. That it could be women too. It just, I don't know. I just think that yeah, we gotta work on these men getting building community, and for them not to run to what the guy just said. We're looking at a generation of men who are turning to men for comfort, other men for comfort. They may not be sexually involved with the men, but they turn to them for the emotional support and all of this stuff instead of the woman. They just use the woman for sex. And
I
that's a
like
real
that.
thing. That's a
But the
real thing.
man, but sister, you know what I'm saying? I heard you say the man can't, think about it. The man can't build community until the women it's like, and this is me, right? If we all trying to be soldiers, right? Are we going to come to you and learn how to be a soldier?
No.
No, exactly. We
You
got to
must
go
come
to,
to me because I may have a militant mind, but
no. If you got a militant mind, just make sure you perimeter a house. Make sure you secure the house and the kids with your militant mind. And anybody come through that door that ain't got a key, that's when you be militant. Other than no, we have to go out and secure the area. Us men have to go out and secure north, south, east, and west corners. We have to do that. You can't be your military mind is you the last resort.
right, but my militant mind could also help in my mind. I didn't say physical body. I said my mind.
But your mind don't really count in
Yeah,
that part.
if I can give you
If you can't,
direction.
but here's where people go wrong. You try to waste your mind in an area that you can't figure it out. You can say go over there. It's like you can go to the direction, but you don't want to be up in the front line. When the other man come across the line, you don't want to be in the line. You want to be in the back. I
Right,
don't know if have you
right.
ever been to the service? Have you ever been to the service?
I'm agreeing with you.
I'm
Not-
sorry to come in here and interrupt
I'm
like
sorry.
this. Y'all kind of veering a little too
Yeah,
far left from the
I'm
topic.
No,
So
he was
I
going
had put in
into.
the comments. Do y'all think that we being Gen X and have stifled our kids and held our kids back by not letting them grow up outside and
I,
actually make these relationships and friendships that will last 30 years like we got?
I said that like
No,
5 minutes ago.
I don't think we held them back.
Yeah, I don't think so. We didn't pay attention to them enough.
You know, life is life. We all in the same boat and kind of going through the same thing at the same time. I was just saying earlier today, I don't think my youngest son has ever in his life went and knocked on a door and say, "Can so and so come out and play?"
Mm.
And that's what
You
I said that. I said that.
mm,
I said, do you think that we didn't teach our children how to be social?
But I don't think it's that we didn't teach them. I just think they live in a different time and generation than us, and I think they fine for their time. You know what I mean? Water finds its own level. They not us.
I don't think
But
they're
do
fine for their time because a lot of these kids don't know when danger's in the room, like Coach just said.
That's true. I worry about that with my son because he do be walking around and he want to,
that's our
ride on
fault.
this. Yeah,
That's our fault. That's our
he
fault.
walking around like this.
But again, that's our fault. We,
Ah, it's
you
all
know
of our
what?
kids though.
You know why it's our fault. Remember when y'all were young? I'll say 8, 9, right? And if your parents saw you doing some dumb shit the first time, they'll say, "Stop doing that dumb shit over."
And
We,
our parents couldn't control everything.
but again, you learn a sense of balance within that. We don't do we a lot of we when we were young. Like when you 35, we were outside. We was focused on us. The world had told us to go be independent and self-sufficient. It had told us. Then the dope came in. If dude sold dope, I don't care what your conscience is, you got 40 years of devastation on your shoulders. It's a lot of people affected because of that dope era. That
But
crack era.
I wanted to hear what you were saying when I said men need to learn to build community, and you was trying to gear it back towards the woman.
It's part of the community, but the man have to be allowed, especially today. And this is what I've seen from working in the schools in the city, working with people all of my career, coaching, all of that. The man have to have unlimited. Once a child is born, and this is my remedy to the community to take it off the women, but put it on both, right? Once that child is born and we're not married, nobody gets the child support. The child support goes into a trust until the child turns 18. Both of y'all paying into it. $200 a piece, $100 a piece. Both of y'all pay. Now again, the kid needs stuff, so y'all need to be money managers. Why are you going to that? You're going to a parenting class. What does that mean? Oh, you got to know how to talk to the kid, right? You got to know how to engage with the kid. Teach the kid how to run, walk. Read. Remember, read. Kids are reading at all time low. Kids are a lot overweight as younger people. They got titties now as boys. Boys didn't have titties when I was baby. When I was coming up as a young man, 16, 17. And the big dude, he was a big, hard, solid rock. Now everybody got this overweight flubber. Like, it's ridiculous,
Well,
right?
hormones in the food play a lot of
We can
part in that
say
too.
that
It
but we
does.
can say
It plays a big part in
no.
that too.
No. It's not the hormones. You know what it is? Exactly what y'all was talking about. They ain't outside under that sun walking from sun up to sundown. They
Yeah,
ain't at the mirror.
but the food absolutely plays a
No,
part as
we
well.
ate.
That's a
You don't,
proven
hold up,
fact.
hold up. You don't think processed food was all in our diet when they was
That's
giving out the free government?
not the way it is now.
Yes, it was the same. It's just
Not
more
the way.
different brands. It's the same. When you was eating McDonald's, when you was going to restaurants, it's all the same. The chemicals we had were harsher.
I
When they
mean, I
started
was
looking,
outside and I was a chubby girl until I was like 18. Like, as soon
right,
as I turned
but
18, it's like
but
I just went
but
into a different
you
body.
grew out of it. Hold up, you grew out of it. That's all it is. Our kids never grew out of it. For the last 30 years, they most never grew out of it.
I don't know.
You you grew.
I gotta say, all of my boys were chubby until they reached a certain age, and then they got their
because
height, and that was that.
because because they grew out of it.
Right. So you're saying kids aren't growing out of it? I'm
No,
saying they
exactly.
are.
Most are. So you're going by your anecdotal example. Your boys are connected to other men.
But do you think that I'm just going by what I see in my own household? I live in a community where it's full of kids. My sons have friends. I've been around these children for a very long time. So it's not just me and what I'm saying. I'm seeing it happen. And again, it's a proven fact that the food absolutely plays a part in it.
Yes, the same food that we ate play the same part. It's the same dynamic. That hasn't changed since the 70s. It's the same food dynamic. The same restaurants. The same restaurants. Kids are not getting, they're getting less of home cooked meals. For one, they're getting less home cooked meals. and that socialization improves your physical prowess. The socialization of men, especially boys and men, you know what men, boys do? At some point, we all start challenging each other. Jonelle could have been 6'2", and I'd have been like, man, you can't take me down, bro.
Yeah.
But we didn't fight. We wrestled. And if we did get into a fight, me and Jonelle was neck and neck the next 20 years. We talk about every time how we saw, man, remember that time we had that fight, bro? Remember that time, man? Man, I got you. No, I got you. All right, man. We've
So
been friends ever since.
is it your premise that that doesn't still happen?
It doesn't. We're seeing the results.
Um,
It doesn't. We're seeing the
Like
results.
Janelle mentioned earlier, that the dynamic is different from how we grew up to how they grew up. Like, and I think that's why. And well, I won't say that's why. This is why I don't understand why there are a bunch of 35-plus-year-old men on the internet talking about issues with fostering relationships when they should know how, but because they grew up in a time where you went to school the next day after you watched Martin. Martin came on, and at school the next day, like, oh man, did you see Martin? Everybody came together and congregated, and had that sense of community, and you fostered friendships. I don't know if they have that now. Like, are they saying, did you watch such and such? And it could be that, like, the streamers are the same thing for them, like the Kai Sanats and all of that. I don't know, but all I know is just we're comparing a worldview through the lens of people at our age and trying to understand what the kids coming up now are doing. So if there are individuals at our age now that are making videos saying, "Man, I wish I would have did this when I was younger, because now I'm at this big age. I got this big beautiful house. I got my career, my success, but I'm in this house all by myself. I wish I had somebody to share it with."
right.
Like, where do we find out the chink in that chain so we can fix it, so that way the next generation coming up won't repeat the same thing.
Starts with conversation. It starts with conversation. People learning to accept the truth. You got to
So,
accept
so,
the
so,
truth.
so Timothy, it's your premise that even the men from our generation, right? You, of course, I got a few years on you, but the men from our generation are the ones that are having this problem to the point that
I included them. I
when
said to
no,
where there's
you didn't let me
men.
finish. You didn't let me finish. To the point where these younger children, which you 35 and under, whatever, are actually now going to them for advice, and they're giving them advice that's totally wrong.
Well,
Because that's what
everybody
I'm
has
saying.
good bad everybody's gonna always have good bad advice.
But
See, the thing about
It's not
advice
true, man.
is that we tend to take advice from individuals that we trust. That's usually aunts, uncles, and all of that. But a lot of time, those people give advice from their anecdotal perspective. In the beginning of this conversation, I was trying to talk about how you guys were some of the stuff I heard you guys were saying reminded me of what I call church hurt, where the example was like, somebody had a bad relationship with a man, and now it's like, I don't even want to deal with men no more. I'm cool. And it's like, so if somebody was to come to that person and ask for advice, don't even worry. You get your own. Don't worry about no man. You get your own, because they're speaking from their own personal hurt. They're they're not, and it goes both ways, even with men. If I was laughing earlier because I wanted to play the clip, but I forgot. It's a video I had texted Jonelle earlier. It's a little dude that's like 7 or 8 years old, and he in the car. He going home from school. He crying, got tears in his eyes, and the caption says he gave his uh his dumpling squishy to a girl at school, and then she gave it to another boy.
well,
and and
I
see,
labeled
but
that.
no, but see, but hold on. See, this is the psychology for dudes. At 9 years old, for probably the next 25 years, he gonna be like, man, F these females. That 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 set the precedent for him. He gonna
I
be like
labeled that.
F6 for the next 20 years because
I,
of our personal experiences and our
I,
personal experience. You shaking your head, Ferg, but
9 years old. Come on.
but no, I
look,
labeled that.
personal
I labeled
experiences.
years ago. I labeled that sandbox hurt.
Right. Sandbox hurt, church hurt. It's the same. It's just a different
Mhm. Sandbox
analogy.
hurt. It happens. It
You've
happens.
been hurt. Damn, you've been hurt since 9 years old, bro.
They, no, I'm saying
Come on, man.
that type of stuff happens more often than you think.
No,
You know,
bro.
7th, 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade is 10, 11.
When
It
last
just
time
gets
y'all
a
went
little
to go to a middle school and just hang out for a week?
right. A middle
Nobody,
school. No, look, the
they don't
craziest
even
thing I
like girls
seen,
like that.
and that's what I was just getting ready to say. The craziest thing
Man,
about
you
it
gonna get
is
somebody arrested
maybe
to have a man
15
go to
years
a middle
ago.
school and hang
No,
out.
you hold on. You can go volunteer, man. Go
Right.
volunteer. Go
Hold on,
volunteer.
real
I'm
quick.
sorry.
About
Not hang
15
out.
years ago,
Go volunteer.
maybe 15 years ago, I got invited to somebody. My homeboy's uh, daughter was having a birthday party. Like, come through. You know, it's gonna just be a whole bunch of little teeny boppers here anyway, so I can have somebody to kick it and talk to. All right, go. Man, we went and they had the birthday party was in the garage. It was the craziest thing I ever seen. All of the girls were against the wall, how dudes used to be against the wall when we was teenagers, and all the dudes was on the dance floor dancing, crumping, and and it was the craziest thing I ever seen. I was I was like, this is I was like, what the is this? Like, I ain't never seen nothing like this in my life. All the girls leaning against the wall, and the dudes is all battle dancing with each other.
We raised some
At
soft
that
boys.
point, I knew that society had shifted.
Bro, we raised soft. Gen X, most of Gen X, we left our children to the women. We had some soft
I
boys.
don't think those are Gen X kids that he's talking
They,
about.
I think they
Our
boomers,
kids. I
but
don't think so.
Gen X was, but we started having them to 16, 17, 18. They I don't know where y'all live, but if y'all go look at the numbers, that's when the women
But me
liked us.
having a kid at 18 leaves me with a kid that's 35 years old right now.
And those 35-year-olds, and you look at that age group, 45 to 35, they're struggling the most
I don't know about that.
emotionally. Hold up. They're
I don't think
struggling.
so.
They're not even going to the clubs and dancing with the women's and the men's. They all separated.
I don't,
That's the
that's the
okay.
thing. I don't see that. I don't see that
Okay.
here. Maybe it's a geographical thing. I do not see that here in New York City. I don't.
Well, New
These
York,
35-year-olds are on it. They get into the bag. They got
but
families. They doing things.
but again, that's not the majority of 35 year
That's what I
olds.
said. Maybe it's a geographical location. Maybe it's a faster pace here because I live in a big city.
Is
Maybe
it
that's
is it
the reason.
and it's a lot of immigrants there too, right?
Yeah.
In most of these cities where it's just foundational black Americans, the word they use, they're not getting together like it. Hold up, they still having sex, still making babies, but you said something about family and community.
Yeah.
That's where it
Families.
starts. They're not
They
building
have
that.
families. These young boys have families and they taking care of their kids and they're not going to child support court. Like they are doing things to the point where they all get together and take their kids on trips and stuff like that. Like it's different. And I'm not talking about the immigrant population.
Tell those boys to start filming it and having those experiences to young men. Because I have a 23-year-old son, and he ain't got the problems a lot of these dudes got, 35, 40, who just now starting to take life serious. As a black man, you 25 years behind the eight ball. As a black woman, you 25 years behind the eight ball. You start taking life serious after 35. But most of young America, they're coming. They don't even want to go into the regular workforce like y'all did. Y'all was punching clocks since 16, right? 15, 16. They don't want to do that no more. They ain't innovative enough because, again, part of your education helps you be a little bit more innovative, too. They're not taking school serious. Reading levels are low for both men and women. They consistent, but it's like it was a big drop off for the last, since Bush gave y'all the no kid left behind. Y'all remember that? Regardless of what a kid could do on a level, his ass was going to get passed. They're adults now.
Yeah.
Having kids. They're adults now. So
I think the problem with the school system is just by me having a younger kid, when you talk to these teachers, they like some of them are upfront with you. They're saying we're not even allowed to teach them. We have to prepare them for testing.
But that's a lie, though.
I mean,
With
it's
some,
I'm an active parent. Like I'm
I
not
know,
I'm not one of those parents that just send their kid to school and that's that. No, I'm an active parent. And when you have teachers that
that's a
literally
lie.
tell you, listen, that like when we were in school,
They don't want to teach your child.
we didn't know. No, that's not true. We did
Okay.
things for a week and then we did the test and then we moved on. These kids have to do something new every day. And the teachers are frustrated because they're saying, I became a teacher because I want to teach. This testing is stopping them from doing it the way that they would used to do it. But that's why I enlighten parents and tell them, you do not have to, your kids don't have to take those statewide tests, those citywide tests. They don't have to. But their portfolio has to be up to par.
So their portfolio can't be up to par without those statewide tests.
That's not true.
And this is what I'm saying, right?
That's not true.
In the education, I was in education also for, what was it, 2008, high school, middle school. Uh, they can teach. It's the method of teaching also. It's the method, the old way. Remember how we used to go, had to sit in class face the teacher, you look straight ahead. We was a lot more calm because we understood what could happen, and you probably wanted to learn something. The information is old. It's too slow. Nobody want to learn about no old ass George Washington and shit. They don't want to do that no
This
more.
Common Core thing is not, listen, let me tell you something. These kids have to learn something new every day. They have to, at this point right now, they're teaching these kids to remember, not to learn.
They've been teaching
And
you to
again,
remember.
when I was in school, when I went to school, we were taught to learn, not to just remember. Because remember, we had our words for a week and then we tested. We had things for a week and then we tested and then we moved on. These kids have something new every day. And like I said, when you talk to these teachers, and if they're honest with you, they tell you the truth. And some of them will tell you, get your kid out of this school because this school is not good.
But
Some of
that's
them will
not
tell
new
you
though.
that.
That's not new. That's been
I
going
didn't
on
say
for
it
20
was new.
years.
I didn't say it was new. I never said it was new. I mean, coach, listen, I get you were in education, but
It's
understand this,
it's been
that
going
I
on. What
am
you
an
saying?
active parent. I'm an
Yeah.
active parent. I have a kid that's 35. I have a kid that's 29, and I have one that's 15. So I understand and foster relationships with my kids' teachers, with the principal. When my youngest son first went to the school around the corner, they was like, listen, his teacher was like, listen, get him out of this school. Get these kids, him and my niece is in the same class. Get them out of this school. So what we did, we took them out and we put them in Catholic school.
All right, we
Mm-hmm.
didn't got way a little too far off topic. I'm about to play a video and we're gonna react to this.
She looked like my niece.
The older I get, the more I realize that my lifestyle comes with the
Do
cost.
y'all hear
I
it?
don't smoke. I don't
Yeah.
enjoy.
Y'all can hear it or no?
Yes, sir.
We
We
can hear.
can.
Okay.
The older I get, the more I realize that my lifestyle comes with the cost. I don't smoke. I don't enjoy drinking. I don't enjoy clubbing. I don't enjoy watching TV. I don't enjoy gambling, masturbating, watching nasty movies, sleeping around. Not because I feel like I'm better than anyone, but because those things don't bring me peace or it doesn't bring me closer to the woman that I know that I want to be. And the reality of this lifestyle I've chosen has resulted in many seasons of loneliness. I spend most of my life alone. I don't connect with a lot of women because of my habits. I've struggled in my romantic relationships because of my habits. Men have called me weird, lame, have even stopped talking to me because I don't want to sleep with them. And I'm realizing the amount of suffering that I have to go through because of my lifestyle. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't people out there that don't believe in discipline, purpose, intentional living, and genuine connections. They are out there. It's just that I haven't crossed paths with them yet. And I'm only sharing this because a lot of people want to embark on a journey without understanding the level of suffering that comes with it. So if you are looking to improve your life in any way, just know that you will have to suffer for it. And a lot of people aren't willing to suffer because it's
It's,
easier to distract yourself than it is to be
it's,
disciplined. So if you're experiencing loneliness, just know that you are not alone. And at the right time, you will cross paths with your kind. So stay the course.
I agree with her.
that shit was ass backwards,
Well,
man.
why is she calling it suffering?
That shit is ass backwards, man.
Because if you're trying to connect with people, and because you don't do the things like, like she said, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't club, I don't do anything, and people are calling you weird for not doing those type of things. I agree with her. You're supposed to work on you, and the people that are meant for you will come into your life. You have to sacrifice yourself because it just to be liked by people. I don't think so.
Sacrifice is a better word than suffering. That's why I want to know why she calling it suffering.
She
Maybe
contradicted
she
herself.
feels like she's suffering.
But that's our problem.
Yeah, I
Listen,
still don't understand why she thinks that it's suffering.
listen,
Maybe that's
man.
how she feels.
Listen, man.
I
Listen,
said you
man.
don't have to sacrifice yourself just for people to like you.
But she wasn't sacrificing herself. She wasn't. She was trying to please other people. That be niggas' problem.
No,
How
she
you trying to?
wasn't. That's why
She
she said they
no,
people walk away
but
from
no,
her.
but you listen. You didn't let me finish. She's owning the fact that people are questioning her discipline. She's questioning that shit. Oh, it's suffering because people won't accept what I'm doing. Fuck them people.
Maybe that's how she feels. Maybe she feels
It
like
ain't
it's
about what she
suffering.
feels. It's about what is the truth and the reality. And I get that she's in her feelings about it because that's where we've gone as adults. We so suffering in our feelings that we can't even garner relationships. Where your mama at? Where your daddy at? How you suffering and you should have family, somebody that love you, not
Maybe
niggas
she don't
out in
have
the
it.
street. But we
Maybe
don't know
maybe
that.
she
See,
don't have it.
but that's an
We don't know
assumption.
that,
Hold
Tony.
on up.
You
But that's
making
a
an assumption as
no.
well.
I'm asking the question: where are these people? If
And I
she's
said
suffering,
maybe she don't have
but
it.
again, that's we can't say. Maybe she does. She just don't speak to them. It's a lot of
Maybe.
men that don't. It's a lot of men. It's a lot of people that don't have those immediate, those mama daddies. It's a lot of people. But why should they be caught up in other vices that black folks suffer from? Niggas suffer for drinking. We get diabetes the most from drinking alcohol.
I don't know. What
That's
I heard her was stand your ground, stand in your
Well,
square until the people that are
standing
like
your
you
square.
come along. That's what I heard
They
from
don't
her.
come along. You
well,
got to get out and see. You got to
the
go live
reason
life. Why are you hanging around
the
them? Oh,
reason this goes into this loneliness
I'm sorry.
thing because I'm listening to y'all like where the family, where's this? How do we know that her family isn't the reason the way that she is? She might have had a daddy that was an alcoholic. That's why she don't drink. She might have had an uncle that was on drugs. That's why she don't smoke or do none of that. Like all of those things that she's doing, she could have saw that in her family and was like, you know what, this is not what I'm gonna do. And as a result, she became so strict and such a stickler about it because she saw the long-term effects of how they destroy people in her
Mhm.
family. This is hypothetical, that's why she's the way that she is now. And in that video I heard her saying that she accepts that she's going to have to suffer. And her using the word suffer meets is because that's her explaining her own lived experience. We're just listening to her and we're forming an opinion based on what she said. But all she's telling us is the life that she is actually living and experiencing. So we would never see it through her lens fully. She just gave us a glimpse of what's going on. But that I wanted to that clip I picked that clip because it shows that loneliness isn't always just in a relationship. Like she's
Right.
saying she's struggling having just fostering friendships because she don't want to go clubbing with all the girls and all of that and go pull her have her ass hanging out at the club. She don't want to do that. So since she don't want to do that, she's having difficulty fostering relationships even with other women.
listen, when I watch a video, right, I go by strictly what they say. I
That's
can't
what she said.
assume, but that's what I'm saying. She could have came from a great loving family. She wasn't completely black, so she could have came from a mixed family, right? But and there's nothing wrong with expressing it, right? But she's questioning herself when she shouldn't be, is what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
think she was. I didn't see
She's
that.
she's saying I'm suffering. It's suffering because other people are not accepting my discipline. If niggas could stop drinking and smoking weed today, niggas probably be a half a millionaire within the next 10 years. That's
What I heard, I
discipline.
don't know,
I'm
Coach,
sorry.
because what I
I'm
heard her
sorry.
say is, I'm standing on my square and I refuse to do the things that I don't want to do. But the people that I run into are the problem.
Her friends, her family, her people that she close to, that she hang out with. Niggas don't just go out with randoms now. It's her people in her corner that are not supporting her, and she's questioning it, right? Because she's calling it suffering. We don't suffer unless it's people. Our problems with our brain come with niggas, white folk. It come with people, but she's questioning her discipline, which could alleviate some future traumas for her.
I don't think she's questioning her discipline. I think she's standing in her discipline and she's questioning the people who want her to be undisciplined.
Well, she didn't say
And
that.
she's calling it suffering because she said out of her mouth, human connection is how we built. And she wants human connection, but she's having difficult finding human connection because it could be again, we're all assuming it could be the environment that she in. She just ain't found her people yet. She ain't found her village yet. But
That's what
wherever
she
she
said.
is,
Hold
she
on,
was just
right?
expressing,
That's what she literally
huh?
said. Hold on until you find your people.
Right. So she that's what she's saying. She's suffering because she's craving human connection because we human. And she's having difficulty finding that connection because she isn't like everybody else. She's not the norm. She don't drink, she don't smoke, she don't want to go to the club and pull her ass and the titties out. She's a different type of person and she hasn't found her tribe yet.
But Tim,
She literally said she don't even masturbate.
so Tim, it's a lot of niggas like that running around in they crib playing the game right now. Ain't going to the club, ain't drinking, ain't smoking. Those guys ain't they not they most and again, it could be some nice looking young men her age doing that same activity. And you said it, the socialization of the young, attractive male and female is it's at a what's the word, at an all-time low, and it's a major crisis. She's a light skin. Niggas love light skins. The only
Oh,
thing I'm saying is, sister, you single, ain't got no kids, probably got a little job. You should be trying to see every city on the map if you can where niggas are.
but you don't know if that's what she's doing. She
Uh,
just
but but
literally said
but
she
she
hasn't
says she's
found.
not.
She
You
said
got to go to places. Yes. No. She
she
said,
hasn't
listen,
found her
she's
people
not out,
yet.
but she's not even out there. You got to
How
go
do
seeking it.
you
You got to
know
go.
that?
You got to go seek it because I'm listening to what she's saying.
She's
You got to
gotta
go
be
seek
out
it.
there if she's running into people who
You.
think she's
She ain't
weird.
running into her people that she's looking for. She's looking for a certain type of person. She's got to be willing to go to where those people are, the computer guys. Those niggas that's drinking, they outside. You can't go nowhere they go. And then say, where the good man that don't drink? No, nigga, it's an outside club. It's a bar. That's what we do. Where the niggas that don't want to have sex? No, that's what niggas is doing. They outside looking for some ass. Because ain't nobody want a man or a woman. She got to be willing to go to those spaces that seem unusual and uncomfortable and not worry about people questioning her is all I'm saying. The people that's questioning her is probably, again, her friends, her family, niggas that smoke, niggas that, yeah, she light skinned. Niggas like, niggas, a brown skinned nigga love a light skinned chick. But she ain't with that. And she's questioning that because why? You don't call it suffering. Who suffers? Anybody on here suffer? Do you tell people out loud, I'm suffering for over what?
Or maybe she just used the wrong word. That happens as well.
But she used her words. She took time to set up her video and make these videos. That's why I was like, people just be talking ass backwards sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think she was talking ass backwards. I heard a different message than you heard.
I get it.
What you heard. I think Tim heard the same message I heard. Like,
I don't know. But Tim brought in another variable because like you said, we making assumptions. But Tim brought in maybe she had these past traumas. We don't know that. See, it could have been that. It could have been her mama on drugs. It could have been, you know what I'm saying? She never knew her that. It can be a whole lot of bad variables. But she talk about people.
right, but that's why I said to you,
That's
how do
why I go
you
by
know
what she
that?
say.
When you went to her family, she should be going to her family. And I said, how do you know she has that?
But by default,
How do you know that she is not an only child and her parents
she
died? She has
could
no siblings.
she could be all
Sometimes,
that. She could be all
hold
that.
on. Some families don't even deal with their other family members, and their kids never ever know any parts of the family. That happens. So she may be alone. For real.
But you prove my point. We so much
No,
ain't a family.
your point was she should be going
No,
to her family.
no.
That's what
I
she said.
said yes. I said family because by default we don't have a community. Remember, because if we had the community, you know what people could do? They can go talk to that great auntie. They can go talk to that big cousin. They got some sense.
But
Who's
you do
going?
know that everybody doesn't have that same family
I
dynamic,
know that.
right?
I know that.
Okay.
So again, my point
Okay.
is that's why we don't have a community. I know that. That's why we don't have that. You people, a lot of people don't have that. Yes, but where's the community? If they don't have it, there's limited community. Is all I'm saying. I don't care about what the situation is. It is what it is. I can't go by that. I can't change that. Grandparents died. Parents died when she was 9. However, she's right there in that moment. She's right there. How do I?
And her community may be filled with the people that she doesn't want to associate with. The community that she lives in. If she don't have family, that's what I'm saying. It might be filled with the people that she doesn't want to deal with. We don't know where this girl live. We don't know if she gotta go an hour or two out to just meet some different people. We don't know that.
She might have to go an hour or 2 out. That's what I'm saying. Get out and seek and find people of like mind. Why stay around the same community all your young, vulnerable life, the life that you're, because she's searching for something. That's what I'm saying. People get to an age, she's probably a young 20s, and most people brain wake up, because according to niggas don't wake up to 25. She's looking for something bigger than her environment. And the only way you can get that, man or woman, you have to be willing.
Why would you say according to niggas don't wake up till 25? That's
But
what
that's what,
science
hold
says.
up. That's what people say. I'm going
That's
by
what
what people
science
say.
says. Science
No,
says
I get
that
it.
you don't
I get it.
fully develop until
No, I get that.
25 years old.
I
So why
get
are you
that.
saying
I
niggas
get
saying that?
I get that but decision making starts earlier. You can make a decision. That's what I'm saying. Decision. It seemed ugly, and listen, we all grown, so the decisions making start early.
Right, but that's why science says when your frontal lobe does not
Yes, your frontal lobe.
develop until 25, so your
Yeah,
decisions making may not be the best until that age.
that's why you go to your elders in your family. That's why you go to your great. That's why you go to that. No, that's the problem. We stop. This is
No,
like
I
niggas
think
are
you gotta
standing
stop
still.
because you try to make like
No,
again,
no.
everybody
If
doesn't have that.
let's take it off the woman. I'm
Everybody
gonna put.
doesn't hold on. Everybody doesn't have that. And some
I know
people
that.
come
We know
from
that.
a dysfunctional family that they
Most of
don't
us
even want to
do.
be bothered with. Like if there's all types of variables
Most
into
of us
that
come from
scenario.
dysfunctional
Of
family.
course. But some people are walking away from that.
But okay, go walk away from all of that trauma that you're inducing. You're old enough, you're mature enough, you can get a job in any part of the country, you can go and do whatever. Go do that. Don't stay in it most of your prime life and then complain about other people when you actually saw it happening and refused to do something about it.
I really don't think she was complaining because at the end of the video, she literally said, stand in your square. Hold on. Don't give up. Don't compromise yourself because your people will come.
She wasn't talking to herself. She was talking to other people.
How do you?
Because
Yo, this is crazy.
she was talking to herself, she'd be out there. She can be doing it. The next video she make can be talking about, hey, remember what I said? I'm doing it. That's what I'm saying. I'm taking it off of her. It can be a boy. It can be my son, 23. It can be his friend. Anybody, young, adult, Black American. Now is the time to break the chains of old. You can't. Most of us have dysfunctional families coming to America. That's a foundational starting point. But you can have a family. Do you want to? You don't want your family to break up. You see people. We can all have that. We know people in our family was on drugs. We all had that. It didn't matter where you live at. It didn't matter.
And some people still love their family no matter what. They love their crackhead mama. They love
I
their
can.
alcoholic father. But what I'm saying is that today, these kids don't have a problem with walking away from dysfunction.
What is dysfunction?
I'll digress. Y'all go ahead. I'll just listen from now on because this is crazy. And you
How?
know exactly what I'm talking about.
But again, her dysfunction is she's tortured because she's being different. That's a whole statement. She said, "I'm torturing myself because I'm being different."
No, she's not willing to compromise herself because she's different.
No, she said it's torture. She did say. Did you hear her say torture? That means she's she's so suffered by it that that's what she said. Suffer. Any man, let me take it off of her because apparently, if I say something about women, then no, a man, yes, he could be in the same situation, but and it's harder on a man because men are shame him. We'll say, "Oh man, he's a lame, he's a nerd, he's a blah blah blah," because he's being different. I'm saying that when you realize it, because when she come to a Jesus moment, she did. Only thing I'm saying to her sister, you in the prime of your life. Don't let others stifle your growth. You've grown past your current condition. You've grown past it. It's a lot of good people all over the world, all over the country. If you ain't blow your money like most young people did over the last 35 years, you should have a little money because you work.
We lost Janelle and Percy. Meech, you got anything to say about the video? Oh, he walked away too.
I don't walk away. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No, I was coming down the stairs in my services.
I was trying to see if Meech wanted to say something about the video, but he not at his computer.
Ken, what you
Hello?
think about the video? We can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
I'm gonna go on mute
Well,
because it's loud outside.
yeah, I hear the sirens. I hear the sirens, yeah. So I expressed how I felt about it.
What do you think about what she said outside of assumption, like based on what she said?
What I think of what she said is that if you're gonna make a conscious decision to be a certain way and to live a certain lifestyle, then you have to accept the outcome of it. And she was saying by her choosing not to drink, not to smoke, not to watch nasty movies, and to be celibate and all of that, that she has sacrificed having a connection, and it's suffering for her, it's torture for her because she wants human connection. That's what I got from it.
Do you think it's a bad thing on her behalf?
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think she was just making a public service announcement for more people that's like her, that are different, that people are going to call because she said people call her weird. The same way you were saying if it was a man that did it, we'd be like, "Oh, you corny, you goofy. What's wrong with this dude?" So she's explaining that making these choices, you got to understand that it ain't gonna be easy. There's gonna be some suffering. There's gonna be some uncomfortable moments, and you're gonna be lonely. And like I said, I chose that clip because the show is about loneliness that's experienced by men and women. I didn't want to just bottle it into just relationships. Oh, they're gonna meet. Oh, you probably didn't hear the video. Did you hear the video, Meech? Because I want to hear your take on it.
Which one? The light skinned girl with the green eye?
Yeah.
Y'all still talk about that? Yeah, I saw that video about 25, 30 minutes ago, whatever it was you played it.
Yeah. What was your thoughts on it?
Remember that's the one that I said I don't understand why she used the word suffering. I mean, kind of like what you're saying, like I grew up that way, right? I don't drink, smoke, really didn't participate in a lot of the stuff that the gang culture participated in, but I still hung around because I just accepted that this is what these people do. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I've been around the circles where people smoking weed and they try to pass. And I would say, dude, I'm good. And I've been called square, L7, whatever you want to call it, most of my life. But I just accepted, like, dude, okay, you can call me what you want. I'm me. I'm going to be me because this is what I decide to do for myself, right? Now, I get it when it comes to, socialization. People want to be with like-minded people. So I get that. You just ain't going to be able to do that all the time. So she just chose to completely isolate herself, mainly because I guess her friends or whatever clown her and all of that. In my opinion, yeah, get some new friends. You ain't got to necessarily isolate yourself from people who do that. Just get people who respect you for what you do. Because I'm pretty sure she respects them, even though that they partake in certain stuff that she doesn't partake in. She still respects them the same. And that's how I've always been, right? Like I said, most of my friends drank, smoked weed, smoked cigarettes, did all of that stuff. I respected that that's what they did. And for the most part, they respected me. Yeah, I caught shit, oh, nigga, you this and that. I'm like, but at the same time, I never felt like it was a full-fledged attack. It was just like, oh, they clown and this and that. Because I'll be strict. No, ain't no sleep, ain't no smoking in my car, ain't no this, ain't no that. You know what I mean? So, but we still got along. So that's why I say I think that she just needs to either find friends that do partake in that still respects her position, or try to find the like-minded friends, which unfortunately in this day and age is few and far in between. Like it's very few people that was like me. You know what I'm saying? Especially the people that I hung around. It was very few, which is why I was like but I stood 10 toes down. Like, dude, I'm just not gonna do that. Like I've never even tried weed, like smoking. I've never even tried it. And probably never will.
Yeah, don't do it.
But that's just how I am. And I don't knock or judge people who have. It's just that, like, just respect my position the same way I respect y'all's position. So therefore, back on topic, therefore, I'll say I've never experienced loneliness due to the same reasons as she did. Like I made it work. Sorry, I'm over here washing dishes and trying to wipe the counter.
Nah.
I had a phone call too, which is why I muted, and I was talking to the guy. I had muted y'all, so I didn't even hear what y'all was talking about. So I didn't even know that y'all was still talking about that video.
Right. I had to step away and make sure my kids got dinner too. So I'm gonna play another clip because we getting close to the
Bring
end.
it to a close. To do the benediction.
Y'all man multitask.
No, leave it on.
I think most men are lonely. I don't care if you're 22 or 52. I think most men are lonely. We have followers and no friends. We have group chats, but nobody we can call when life gets hard. We have drinking buddies, but no brotherhood. Men are starving for community and purpose. I genuinely believe one of the reasons addiction is so prevalent
among mainly men is because we're doing life alone. We're trying to become disciplined by ourselves, get sober by ourselves, build businesses by ourselves. You were not designed to do life alone. The strongest thing you can do as a man is not pretending you have it all figured out. It's having the humility day in and day out to ask for help when you don't.
Oh.
I still wouldn't describe it as lonely though. I think the word lonely um, describes a certain mental condition. Whereas I think most of us as men are comfortable being alone. We may not prefer it, kind of like what Jarnell mentioned. He was like, "Yeah, I don't prefer to be alone, but if that's our reality, if that's my reality, then it is what it is, and I'm still going to do life." Because personally speaking, I think I wouldn't necessarily say I'm happier, when I have a significant other, but I would say, even though it comes with its own stresses, I would say life is probably more comfortable having a significant other.
And that's kind of what dude was saying in the video, is that the reason why the highest suicide rates, alcohol addiction, and all of that be on men is because we are conditioned and socialized that we got to man up. It's on you. It's on you. Man up. On you. Ain't nobody coming to save you. It's on you. And yes, that's true, but it don't have to be. Everybody needs a support system. That's why even when you start a business, yeah, you might start a business by yourself and get it started, but over time, you're gonna get some employees because you can't do it by yourself.
True, but that's a certain dynamic in relationship though. The employer employee relationship.
Right. Well, I use that as an example because the thing I think why it's so hard for a lot of us at this big age to begin to foster new relationships is because, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of us are just comfortable being alone. And at this big age, we don't have the time to go through things together to build those real solid foundations. You know what I mean? Like right now, if you met somebody today, you're not about to go through this our first place together and we struggling to pay the mortgage and I'm going to school, she going to school, we trying to figure out how to get it together. All of that type of stuff create bonds. So now you are a full grown, set in your way person. And that woman is also a full grown, set in her way person. And now we supposed to come together and change. You want me to do what you want to do? You want, and she wants you to do what it's like, man, I ain't got to deal with this shit. And I think that's why it's so hard to foster relationships, and why I think a lot of this I'm okay being alone talk is really just acceptance of I don't want to compromise. But since I don't want to compromise, I know I'm gonna just be by myself. So I'm fine with it. It's, you know what I mean? Like it's not that and this is just my opinion. It's not that people are really just like okay, like I'm okay if I don't have nobody, never. It's just like, okay, I know I know the role and the program I want to run. And if somebody wants to come in and disrupt my program, I don't want to do that. So I don't have to deal with it. So I'm cool just running my own program.
Sound just like what the girl was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with it. She young, niggas 50, 60. That's 35 years of difference, right? It's the same thing, right? And I think we've spent our time trying to please other people. That's the thing. A lot of people haven't put themselves first from the beginning. Because and I'm big on the family thing, right? Because let's just say your father wasn't there. You might have had a brother. Do y'all talk? You have some men, you have some other men that do y'all have real conversations about self-love, self-help, self-improvement? Or is it just the bullshit conversations? You know how tough it is to work, and family. Is it that? Yeah, it's the same thing. It takes. You got to be strong to be willing to stand alone. And once you get past that feeling of it, you gain more confidence.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Once you get past that feeling of people looking at you like, man, why you ain't over here with us? Because I'm different.
But see, that's where the conflict comes in with this idea of being lonely, because you can be all of that of what you said exactly, and then you still want somebody to hug. You still want somebody
Yeah,
to kiss you. You
yeah.
still want somebody to go do things with you. So if you still want those things, but then you don't want to compromise and make any changes, then at what point is it really you? Are you really happy being alone, or are you so against change that you'll accept being alone?
Tim, you know what? You know the number one group of people who got the highest rate of sexually transmitted disease? That's old ass people. People, you might sleep alone when you go to bed, but they're not alone like that. They not the isolated. And you know what I'm saying? Think about it. When you get to an age, remember how you used to get off and be trying to plan how you gonna go to the happy hour and still go to work? Now you just be ready to get home. You ain't trying to make no stops. You're trying to get straight home because you're at a mature age. Yes. And again, going back to conversation, I have conversations with my wife about topics and a lot of the relationships and lonely and being alone. And if she was to pass away, God forbid, I won't be lonely. I'm gonna be alone because I'm raising my stakes. I've got more resources then, and I got a price for anybody that want to hang with me. You got to have that price, and I need to see that in your bank, in your credit. I need to see that, and I'm not going to take on somebody else's heavy burden of trying to please other people. I would want a woman that can travel and move around. I don't want a woman got to go pick up her grandkid. That's just not me. Now I like the grandkids; they can come over, but I like constructive play. You don't just play. You do something constructive. You can play the game all day. I can
Right.
teach
And
you how to
see,
throw football,
Wait
that,
a
something.
minute.
that
So why is it okay for you
I was just
to
gonna get.
feel
I was
that
gonna go
way?
there
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I'm
because
gonna
I
let
was
you
gonna
do
say. Well, I was gonna say that the same thing you just said, Ferg, is kind of like the same thing that women say, like, at this big age now, I don't
Yeah,
want to deal with this, that, and the other. But then women are shamed for it, like, oh, you should be happy at this big age, because they know
but
old men want your old lady. He can go get him a
but
20-year-old woman in such and such and such and such and such. But the
but
thing about it is, though, the example you gave, all you're saying is that there's certain things that you will and won't deal with, and that's okay. You just have to be accepting, if in your hypothetical scenario, if you were a single, that you aren't going to find that thing, because how
that's not true.
likely but no well how likely is it that you're going to meet a woman that's
The,
not involved with her
the,
grandchildren?
the, the,
And if
the,
she's
sa-
not involved with her grandchildren, that says a lot about that woman's character.
no, no, she may not have none,
Well,
or you know
well,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
but
They might be
that's what I'm
kids,
saying. That's what I'm saying. There are those type of, you
but
know,
that's all I'm. That's all I'm gonna
right.
focus on. I can meet a woman. Look, she's attractive. Ooh, man, I like 'em. I go to her. Hello, how you doing? I'm blah blah blah. Hey, such and such, da da da. Hey, I like to get to know you. We
But
at a
what's more
place,
likely, for let's just
but
what's more
but I'm
likely
okay with it.
at 55 years
I
old?
might
What's
have to
more
go through.
likely?
I might have to go through 7 to get that one. I might have
Right,
to go through
right,
10 to get
okay.
that.
Because I was
But
gonna
that's
say,
part of
okay,
what we do.
right.
It's
Because
But
I
no
was
Tim,
gonna
what
say,
different.
I was getting ready to say is, what's the difference between what this young lady was saying and what he's saying?
nothing.
Nothing.
But you critique the young lady. That's why she made that point.
But the young lady is internalizing the problem. You can't internalize other people's pushing on you. Other people are engaging that on her. She's not doing anything. She's innocent. Is all I'm saying to the what
No,
she.
she literally said these things don't bring her peace. That's why she doesn't indulge in these
But
things. But you
that's what.
critiqued her and then turned
No,
around and said that you have all of these standards for yourself. But when she had the standards for herself, it
I,
became a problem.
but see, you read it wrong. Apparently, y'all read it wrong. Her standards are a problem for other people, not her. I said she's looking at it wrong. No, stand on who you are. Be proud of the fact that you ain't a baby mama. You ain't running around. Be proud in that part. Not people are calling you weird. No, that could affect you in the worst way. No, you stand. I'm happy that I am different. And I know it ain't a lot of people like that. So, but the thing is, don't stop looking for those type of people. And it may take a little bit more time because you seeing people just, hey, sexy, hey, little mama, I want to boom, boom, boom. But ain't none of them niggas talking about, hey, I want to get married.
Right, and
That's
that
all
and
I'm
that
saying.
goes to the whole the community and support system, the whole thing, because that woman looked like she might have been in her mid 20s, early 30s. So she got more days in front of her than she do behind her. So here we are at our big age, being able to understand, like what you're saying, she needs to be proud and stand on where she is. And but for her lived experience being that young, it's like, man, I wish I could have a friend. I'm by myself. And I can put the shoe on the other foot and understand where she's coming from. And if I was to talk to her in person, I would say what you're saying to her. Look, baby, don't worry about all of you're gonna find your people. Just stop worrying about what other people think. Stop trying to people please or look for somebody to please to be your friend. Just go out, like you said, go outside, go to the poetry lounge, go to a book club, go find your people. You gotta, like you said, gotta go outside. Stop, like you said a lot. Stop going outside and you see niggas on the corner drinking. Well, that's what niggas gonna do. You got to get away from that. Go to a poetry lounge, go to a writing class, go to school, just in general. You meet a lot of different types of people. They got all different type of stuff. But that's just me. All right, I'm gonna play one more, then we gonna it's actually three more. I don't know what they are. Which one? This one is a minute and 20. All right, I'm gonna play the one that's the longest video. I'm not gonna play the short clip.
Male loneliness is one of the biggest epidemics in the world right now, and nobody's talking about it. So I want to talk to the men. You, the one holding it together when nobody asks how you're doing, the one who carries all the weight, stays silent, and still shows up every single day. You wake up tired, but you move anyway. You don't complain. You don't quit. You just keep stacking it brick by brick, hoping somebody notices the wall that you have built. But they don't, because the world raises the bar on men and lowers the gratitude. You get told to be strong, but never told it's okay to be human. You give everything and still feels like you're not enough. Listen to me. You are not weak for needing support. You are not broken for feeling empty. You're a man who's been carrying too much for too long. Simple. If you're watching this and you feel alone, please hear me. You matter. Your work matters. Your presence matters, and it's needed. Send the message, make the call, ask for help, do anything you can, because real strength isn't silence. It's just being honest with yourself. Real toughness isn't failing. It's standing back up. So to every man out there holding it down quietly, I see you, I respect you, and I'm proud of you. Now go and tell another man that he matters too. That's how we fix this.
I ain't see nothing wrong with that.
I don't see nothing wrong with that either.
Man, come on.
You found something wrong with that? How you
Tim,
find something?
have we? I'm gonna blame you, men. We done got so low of ourselves. We need a white woman to tell us to be great. What
It
the
don't
hell are
even,
we
Besides,
at?
Man,
Where
the
are we at
message,
with
it
y'all,
that?
don't
man,
matter
listen,
who
no.
gave the
I don't
message
Man,
to
it
y'all. Like,
do.
what y'all
nah,
It
talking
do
about?
matter.
a
nah, you
She
white
lost
wasn't
me
woman
with
talking to
is
that.
y'all.
The
You
white
lost me
woman is
with that.
always there for us.
Ah,
Man,
that nigga
come
said
on, man.
that nigga Janelle stupid. But
Yeah,
no, but
no,
it could have been a baby that said that, man. It would
no,
the message is all that. To me, I don't care about the messenger. It's the message.
man.
It could
Okay,
have been
so
an AI dog could have said that, and the
yeah.
message would have still been the message.
So with the fact that she's saying it, this is what she's saying. The same shit I'm saying, man.
Right. So what's the
You
problem?
can't be okay. We all get to a place where we say we grown, right? And been playing grown, saying grown. You actually got to live grown when it comes to your mom and your daddy. Stop begging them for money, because if you're a man or a woman, you should have it. Especially you're a man. You make good decisions like my brother me. Didn't drink, didn't smoke. Doing the you got to be willing to be different, and it ain't gonna be easy. But you can't be questioning yourself after you've done the experience. You don't question that. You own that. Other people they gonna try to shame you through it.
She's not
But
saying question yourself. She's saying if you need help, ask for it. That is a human thing to do,
go to
whether
your
it's a
go to
man
your
or a
support
woman.
system. Go to your parent. Go to the people who you
What
trust.
if you
And
don't have that?
okay, but again, we got to
Jesus
get the family.
Christ.
Not everybody. Listen, only a small number of people ain't got nobody to talk to. Most people got somebody they can talk to. They just go. They just don't want to hear the truth. Most people got somebody to talk to. It's a small number of people who
I
don't
don't see
have
nothing
that.
wrong with it, because
No, ain't
women
nothing
are
wrong with
told the
it.
same thing. You got to be strong. You got to stand up. If you have these kids, you got to know you got to take care of them. You do this, you do that. And then sometimes women get into situations the same like men, and they're afraid to even just ask for help. Like asking for help should not be that hard for anybody.
But it is though. Most people don't ask for help, and they see
And
themselves
that's the
crashing.
problem.
But
But
that's
see,
what she
that's what
said.
the whole right. That was the whole message she was saying is that this is how we fix it. At the very last thing she said is she gave words of affirmation. Men, I appreciate what you do as men. Y'all built the world. Y'all work hard. Y'all build the roads, and nobody gives y'all the gratitude that y'all deserve. I'm happy and I'm proud and thank you for it. Now, then she said, now you go tell another man that, and then that man tell another man that, and that's how we fix it by appreciating men for what it is we do. And you had a problem because it was a white woman that said it, which is crazy.
Yeah, just the messenger.
As if white
But
men don't exist in the world.
I don't care about them. We suffer the
Hey,
most. I care, but I don't care. We suffer the most. So we
but she could.
struggle.
There's white men that exist in the world. So
We
why take
struggle.
it like she was just talking? Like
Because
you
that
can't take the message from a white woman when the message is universal.
I can't, because it could come from a sister and sound just as dynamic. It can come from a father, because those male bonding relationships are best cultivated through something that we struggle with for the last 40 years. The father-son relationship, the father-daughter relationship. Yes, your parents, if they got any sense and they follow the Christian way, they should be encouraging you by default.
The Christian way.
Yeah, I'm just saying though, but that's what we honor. We honor that way in America. Most people in
The
America
Christian
honor.
way is if your kid don't walk a Christian way, they kick them out and they don't deal with them no more.
We
So that's
don't
what you
do.
want.
But no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying before they go, let's prepare them a little bit better than what we had to do. There's a way. And listen, I don't have the way. You people do what you want. I'm speaking to the video. People do what they want. But again, it's going to come a time in everybody's life when you have to walk in your truth and be willing to make the sacrifice and stop allowing other people's feelings and thoughts of you
Coach,
stifle you.
guess what? Walking in your truth sometime is asking for help if you need it.
So tell everybody to just ask for help. And most people don't. They'll walk in it, they'll own it. People come to it's like a breaking point. We all know what that is. They'll walk in it for 15, 20 years and have
But
a
that was
breaking
the
point.
message. You don't have to walk into it in it for
Exactly.
15, 20 years if you ask for help.
Exactly. Now let's go around telling everybody to ask for help. That's the hardest one of the hardest things black folk can do is ask for help. We'll see that shit crumbling, but we won't ask for help. So why do we struggle with that? What's going on to where we so disconnected in loving ourselves and being confident in knowing when we messing up? It's a breakdown somewhere. Most Gen X, y'all didn't grow up feeling. Did y'all grow up in that mindset? No, you had confidence. I know the women I knew, the guys I knew. We was 16 doing shit by ourselves. Y'all parents probably didn't even sign y'all report cards. Y'all parents wasn't taking y'all to the park because that was confidence. Your families, your cousin, the big uncle, the grandfather, that was confidence building in a boy. You know how confident a boy can be seeing his grandfather doing shit like, damn, granddaddy.
And it's not like they didn't need help too.
But they
But
worked
they
through
was
it.
told to man up. You a man, you gotta get it out the mud.
But they got
But
it.
but sometimes they need help. Sometimes people need help. And it don't have to be financial help. It don't have to just be that.
So go ahead and just ask listen, all you too prideful men, start going to groups. Start going to groups of other men. That's
It don't have
that's
to
part of
just be
help.
other men. And I stated that a
Well,
while ago.
who
It
a man
doesn't
going to
have to
talk to?
just be other men.
Who
It
a
can
man
be
going to talk
women. It
to?
can be men or
Well,
women. It
I
doesn't
would
matter.
I
Building a
would
community,
recommend.
building community is not just about gender.
Everybody has their role to play. The roles are being switched. Everybody has a role to play, and it comes with conversations from generation to generation, father to son, mother to daughter. Everybody has a role to play.
The bottom line is this: if my male friend need help, I would want him to come to me than to struggle on his own. If my girlfriend need help, and vice versa, I just like, come on, we can't make it about a gender thing. It's a human thing.
All right. So with that being said, the 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 message I want this show to convey at the end, the very end, is that in order for us to resolve this loneliness madness, we have to nurture the friendships that we have, and younger people need to learn how to foster them. We need to hang out with each other. We need to commune more because we never know when one of us might not wake up the next day and be like, damn, I wish I would have spent more time with him and all of that. We need to appreciate the things that we do for each other and value each other's friendships. We need
Thank
to
you.
make sure that we teach our kids to do the same thing, to nurture relationships and foster relationships, because if we don't teach them how to make a village, then they won't make a village. And that's all I gotta say about that.
And you're
You
right
breaking
because
up.
I
You breaking
know
up.
when okay, okay.
Yeah, she completely went out. I
Like
didn't
she
want to cut
walking
her
or
off,
something.
but yeah, she do y'all hear her?
No, I ain't hear. It sounded like
Oh,
she
she
was
was
walking or
breaking
something.
up.
Yeah, she breaking up real bad. I ain't want to
Yeah,
just
I'm coming in the building.
okay. Now what you say? You can stop and say what you got to say real quick, and then she gone. But
You're
yeah, but
right
basically that's
because I kind of make it a point. I kind of make it a point now that if I think about somebody, I'll reach out to them because I'll never forget a really close friend of mine. I came in from work. I said I'm gonna call him. I didn't call him. I went to sleep, and when I woke up to phone calls that he passed. So reaching out to people is the least thing we could do because you never know when you never be able to speak to that person again.
yep. And Meech and Jonelle at least
Once a
once every
month.
6 months.
Once a month. I'm not playing
once
with y'all. Once a
once
month.
every three once every 3 months, once every 6 months. One of them.
At least birthdays. At least birthdays. Holidays. Try that. How about that? Birthdays and holidays.
Yeah, we can
Because
do. We can start working
we
on the
all
next time.
because we all like to eat, so you can always eat. Oh, you know what? What about the midget show? I almost forgot about that.
Oh yeah. Let's do that. That's
A
this month,
midget
ain't it?
show.
That's this month. Yeah.
Yeah,
What day y'all doing that
That's
I
show?
don't
in
know about
October.
that
I
one.
thought it was in October.
I thought it was September. We have to look and see.
Yeah.
Midget wrestling. Is that what it
Wow.
was?
Midget
Is that what
burlesque.
it was? Midget burlesque.
What is
Yeah.
that? What is that?
Hey, who smoke alarm just chirped?
Oh,
I've been,
that was
I'm
my
walking
text
up the,
message went off.
I'm walking up the stairs and it's in the hallway.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
okay. I heard it that
No,
side too.
that was a smoke alarm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she,
it's
she
in,
Oh,
said
it's
it's
in
in the
somebody.
hallway. I
Yeah,
heard
I
it.
heard it.
Yeah.
It sounds like a basketball team or something.
Damn, it don't even sound that loud to me.
Oh, it was loud.
All right,
But
but I appreciate everybody for coming on. We about to hit 3 hours, so it always get good toward the end, and always. But it's getting late. I know it's late for Light on the East Coast. I don't know if Ferg, you down south too. It's probably getting late for y'all. But I appreciate
12:08.
everybody. We got to come up with something for next week. But y'all stay tuned. Be sure to like and subscribe to both channels, the Paradigm Shift TV 314, as well as the Average Black Man Show. Tune in tomorrow to step into the light on Paradigm Shift. She will be interviewing Percy tomorrow about how the law has defined us. What is it? How to what is it exactly?
How the law classified us.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Classification, yeah. How the
What
law
color?
classified us.
Right, how the law classified us. Hopefully, maybe he can get Sabir to pop up too.
Yeah.
If not, it's gonna still be what it is. So let me put this on the screen real quick before we go. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, how the law classified us from Indian to Negro to mulatto to colored to black. Yep. Y'all tune in to Paradigm Shift tomorrow for that. And I appreciate everybody for coming on the panel. And until next week.